What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from rainy California, Los Angeles. It's been a fucking awful weather here in California, Los Angeles, folks. I'm live and alive, however, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, gotta stay hydrated. And I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one. Because today is a wonderful day. Today's a beautiful day. It's a fantastic day. It's the type of day that comes once a week. It's a day of celebration. Awful, not sunny and 120 degrees. First of all, California never gets to 120. Los Angeles never gets to 120 degrees. It only gets to 65. But listen, I digress. Why is it a beautiful day today? Why is it a fantastic day today? You might be asking yourselves. That's because our ancestors fought long and hard through an international struggle along class boundaries to create or invent the weekend. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the first day of the weekend. It is a motherfucking Friday.
It's Friday then.
Oh, yeah.
Then Saturday, Sunday, what?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday. Woo, sheesh. Tell it to him, Mufasa, like you do every fucking Friday. It's fucked up Friday. It's fuck a fan Friday. It's flat fuck Friday. That's right. It's the motherfucking weekend, baby. Unless you're in the goddamn service sector, which many of you are. You were wage slaving away, and this is the only fucking time you actually end up feeling like a full human being. That's right, it's Femboy Friday too. For all the motherfucking femboys out there. It's Flat Earth Friday, you say? It's Furry Friday? Every day's Furry Friday if you're a furry. Anyway, folks, we're live and alive, and there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to talk about. There is a lot going on in the world, okay? And let me tell you something. We're going to talk about all of it. But today's a beautiful day because we're going to do... You know last night's VOD muted your outro? That music is copyright claimed? Yeah, I know. It's all good. Maybe my intro will be copyright claimed a little bit. It's also Financial Collapse Friday. That's true. We're going to talk about that too. Hello, buddy. What the frick are you doing, weirdo? What you sipping on, G? Lamau, you're cringe. It is not I that is cringe, my friend. It is the part of you inside that looks to entertainment and says, ooh, something about this feels wrong. Ooh, something about this feels cringe. Ooh. So I say, do not kill the cringe inside of you, but instead the side inside of you, the side that cringes. Okay? You see real big boy Stavi wearing your himbo merch on your Insta post on his Insta post? I did not. I'm gonna look at that shit right now. Why people come here after that dancing video, talk shit, have good vibes? I know. Here's the thing, man. We got some Immaculate Friday vibes, okay? I mean, Immaculate Friday vibes. And I hope that it does not get fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in a really good mood. Like I'll tell you, I'm in a really good mood. Why am I in a really good mood? Oh shit, this man is repping the himbo merch. Let's go. Why am I in a really good mood? Well, it's because I tweeted about this on my alt, but I love award shows or, well, not like Oscars or anything like that. I don't really give a shit about that, but like I love industry gatherings. Okay? I love industry gatherings. I love when we have award shows. I love when we have cons. I love when we have little festivals, get-togethers, that sort of thing. You got people coming from all around the country, sometimes even all around the world, coming to one specific area, and everyone gets to hang out a little bit. Everyone gets to see one another. You know, it's like all the people that you see online, networking. I mean, I think at my level, it's not even networking at that point. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, who am I networking with? You know, I'm just hanging out with my friends that I don't get to see. Is C-Dog staying with you? No, I could never do that. Are you kidding me? You think I could steal Connor Dog Virginia from Ludwig? Are you out of your mind? I think Ludwig would probably kill me if I even tried. I would never even try. I would never be like, yo, C-Dog, come stay with me. I think the love they have for one another, is too powerful for me to ever interfere in. Blood said, I have a stomach flu. I'll be home shitting. I said, I can treat C-Dog VA better than you give him to me. You know, Ludwig, what you should think about is if you love someone, you let them go. And if they come back, that's when you know. You know what I mean? Buluşacak mısın Ramazan'da abi? Hayır abicim. Tabii ki de hayır. Türkiye'deyken de tutmuyorduk. Anyway. Hassan, what is a reasonable price for frozen jalapeno poppers? Dude, I have no fucking idea. Your hat is wet? What do you mean? Lowy drop you like a sack of potatoes as soon as New British Pretty Boy comes to town. That's fucked up. UC Dog and Lud are my favorite throuple. I mean, I love both of those guys. They're great. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news. And let me tell you, last night I played some basketball. I ended the broadcast and I played some motherfucking basketball. And I've been doing that every night. And it is so good. It's so good. I feel so great. God damn it. I was thinking about this. Like, Valorant was making me so sad and so angry. And I still love it. Like, you know, don't misunderstand me. I still love Valorant. And I will eventually get back to it. But that shit was making me so fucking mad. And like, when I play Valo, and I don't actually end up winning a game, I feel like I'm losing on life. You know what I mean? I'm like trying to I'm stressing myself, trying to get better at some shit, right? Meanwhile, there's no immediate or long-term tangible benefit to me getting better at Valorant. And that grind when you lose feels awful. But at least when I play basketball, if I lose, I get the competitive urge, and I still want to win, obviously. But if I lose, I still at least played well, and more importantly, have gotten better and physical and done something physical, basically. New Agent Gecko, though, he's a Chicano too. Nice. You're just not a gamer, admit it. It's not about getting better, bro. Wait, what is gaming about then, Parasocialist 420? You can use your ability to aim well in other games. I know, but like I have goals, right? Like I'm never going to be a Valo streamer. I'm never going to be like a gaming streamer that's good at gaming that like people come to because, you know, people might watch me. More people might watch me play video games because they enjoy watching me because they find it entertaining. But they're never going to watch me because they're going to be like, oh, this guy's fire. Like he's the best gamer out there. So it doesn't correspond to like any additional goals. Whereas with basketball, like I play, I can get good, I can get bad. It doesn't even fucking matter because ultimately I'm still doing something physical. This isn't to say, you know, you should cut out gaming from your life. Obviously, I don't think so. Keep hooping. You can't make us look bad when you 1v1 YRG. I fucking Discord DM'd him. And I said, if we don't make content while you're out here, it's over. I'm telling everyone you're an anti-white racist. In parentheses, the real racism. And he did not respond. So this is my message to C-Dog. This is my message to Your Rage. This is my message to Your Rage Gaming. Answer your fucking DMs, bro. I'm about to expose you. You are not safe. You better be checking in this time when you come to Los Angeles, okay? You could play critically acclaimed Yakuza 0. Rage is a Twitter Andy, bro. Gotta hit him up there. Yeah, I know. He tweets so much. But what else was I gonna say? Holy shit. The Oni bundle's out. I might actually literally fucking go on Valo just to boot it up just to get the Oni bundle. The other thing I was going to say, Resident Evil 4 demo is out, so that's something we can try out. And as far as gaming goes, probably not today because we're not going to have a lot of time today. But I do want to play that Contraband game. I don't know what it is, but this seems funny. This seems like a chill game to play. Oh, the Tennessee Governor Femboy Friday had an exclusive interview. I love that. We'll talk about that too. The people who are mad at Mr. Beast would fucking love him if he lived in a giant mansion, flew to Coachella in a $5,000 designer Hawaiian t-shirt, and just made videos where he sat in a room with $35,000 worth of AV equipment and swag, complained about rapacious capitalism. Don't respond, don't do it. It's Neon Taster. He's a fucking, you know, he's a loser. The people who hate Mr. Beast literally hate me more, you fucking idiot. Don't say you get it more because it's childish. No, but I mean, it is true. Like, those people who fucking shit on him nonstop, shit on me nonstop too. Weren't you telling Jimmy not to do this yesterday? I literally told him personally to not do this. Like, I literally told him not to do this, not to respond. But this is different. This is like, he's a political commentator. Okay, I won't do it. I won't do it. Whatever. You're right. Why give him more clout? Why give him clout? Why give him clout? I mean, I shouldn't say hate me more. I should probably say fucking, why are you collaborating with factory owners? Bro, are you 12? Like, what is this take, bro? This motherfucker's saying this. Meanwhile, his dad is an executive at like some fucking bank. You know what I mean? Bro, I live in the real world, dog. And so do you. I always tell you, the idea that like you're not gonna fucking you're not gonna like engage with normal human beings that, one, have a different perspective than you do, and two, entirely like see the world in different ways and have a very different. He's a good case study since nobody complains about him. What the fuck? There's no way this dude thinks I get no fucking... Okay, I gotta respond to this. You don't have to respond. You want to respond? I don't have to respond. Jim Cramer death sentence JP Morgan. Didn't Jim Cramer also death sentence SVB? At this point, I feel like he's just doing this as a meme, right? Didn't he? He's just doing it as a meme. He has to be. My startup is in need if anyone wants to help. Investors who ask, how can I be helpful? Today's a good day to offer emergency cash to your startups that need help for payroll or whatever. No docs, no terms, just send money. Dude. Jim Cramer said SVB's a good buy a month ago. I love that. It's Fun Day Friday. Don't do it. Anyway, yeah. Listen. We'll do the Kramer shit. We'll do the personal news. Okay. It's Friday. I got to do my personal news. Anyway, I played basketball. I watched One Piece. I am almost at the end of the I mean they're leaving the fucking prison now. They're leaving the prison. And it is it's been a really fun arc. It's been really good. Imperadown. I have so many thoughts. Okay, here. I'll just say, let me pause real quick. One Piece update. Quick One Piece update. Okay. Quick One Piece update. At first, when I was watching and Sanji went to the queer island, I thought, oh man, that's kind of sad. Like, I feel like maybe Oda is a bit transphobic, or he like is leaning into the trans women, or possibly, I can't tell, because like they don't really ever specify it, but there's basically an island. There's basically an island of full of, I don't know if they're trans because they don't really talk about it, or if they're drag queens, or or just cross-dressing, you know what I mean? But basically, at first, you go onto this island and you're like, Sanji thinks everyone is a cis woman, and it's like not really expected that there's only been a couple non-binary or like androgynous, I guess, characters thus far in the entire sequence. It's been 500 fucking episodes, right? So you don't even expect there to be like trans characters, trans, non-binary characters, drag queens, all that sort of stuff. So Sanji lands on this fucking island and he thinks everyone is like all these sexy ladies. And then it turns out like there's a big reveal where they're all actually, kind of burly, queer folk that are, I can't tell if they're, and I'm not trying to be like inappropriate, but I can't tell if they're like the way that they describe it. You can't really tell if they are actually like trans women or if they're just like doing drag. You know what I mean? Like you don't really get to see it. But there's like, obviously that's a stereotype, And then another like negative anti-trans stereotype is also that like, we just know that they're queer, right? And then another negative stereotype is like, oh, that like trans people and like people that do drag are like very pushy and like predatory, right? That's another negative stereotype associated with, trans people, right? So is it offensive to say bricked? Yes. I mean, but bricked is like such an, internal, like inside of the trans community terminology that like when you use it, it's just like kind of feels like you probably are with it, or with the culture at least, or knowledgeable over it. Anyway, but like, so yeah, they're more bricked up than the TERF convention, okay? But regardless, right? Regardless, like they're drawn that way. Okay? So at first you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, because Sanji immediately is like, wait a minute. Like, these guys are not, women type shit, right? He's on that shit. And at first I thought, oh no, Oda is like transphobic maybe? But then I found out that it certainly is not the case. Because one of the greatest characters, and, spoiler alert here, right? One of the better characters, one of the cooler characters that we meet in the prison is Eva. Now, Bon Clay is great too. Bon Clay is like, a little annoying at times, but like a great character overall. And Bon Clay is, I think Bon Clay technically is trans or also non-binary. I don't know. Bon Clay, like, it's never really discussed, but like, Bon Clay openly says that they're queer. You know what I mean? Like, they openly say they're queer. And Ivankov as well is like called the queen of the queers. And this sequence is like very interesting because like I've never seen this level of trans and queer representation in an anime ever in my entire life. And not only that, but also Imperio Ivankov, the character that I'm talking about, and like it was also 20 years ago, by the way, which is crazy. Not 20, but 10 years ago at this point. It's insane that. Oh, let me see if there's like video footage I can show you.
In my life, anyone ever forgot my face. I don't care if you lost your memory. Society.
So this is like this is like the party area. Like there's a little bit of spoilers, but I just want to show you visually. You won't understand what this is unless you've already seen it. But like basically, and I don't want to spoil it for myself either, so I'm not gonna like look at this that much. But it's crazy that like 10 years ago, Oda was doing, 15 years ago, Oda was doing trans representation in fucking manga and anime. That is insane. That is insane to me. Okay? That's like unimaginable. This dude is like, everything I see about One Piece makes me feel like he's a communist. Because the Japanese Communist Party is like very, very progressive. It's like one of the most progressive socially parties in the country too. Because he doesn't just do like the classic manga comic relief trope of like the drag queens. He like actually treats these characters like fully fleshed out, full human beings. Not only that, but also revolutionaries, which are the coolest characters, clearly, like objectively on the good side, thus far, as far as I understand. Like, you know, they made like a trans commie revolutionary character. Like, that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And I was blown away by it, as you know, someone who's into politics, obviously. That was like crazy. In terms of power level, could you defeat Usopp? Fuck yeah, dude. Maybe not Sniper King, but Usopp, absolutely. Hassan, I love you, but you're gonna make a lot of weebs mad with this take. I don't care. What do you mean? Every time I fucking post like a photo with Connor or Trash Takes podcast, like the QRTs are full of people like who literally unironically are like, we set up a 501c3 to defend lollies. Literally, like there was like a lolly defending brigade. Like, you know, all the QRTs are like fucking either people who are like, oh my God, this is so sick. I'm so excited. I love Hassan's politics and I love, I love anime. You saw Ivanko forcefully trans a dude? Yeah, that was what I was going to say. So there's also that element to it though, which I liken it to like it being in fucking, you know, it being like old and maybe Oda not fully understanding that. Yeah, because yes, Ivankov's power is hormones. Like, so they literally fucking hormone inject people. Like HRT. But remember, it's in fucking 2008, man. Anyone who claims OP is right wing gets blown out of the Impel Down arc. It's undeniably leftist and pro career. Yeah. We're talking about like literally a cool ass, positive ass, like trans character who transes people for free. And literally there are moments where Ivankov straight up says gender is not real. Like, I've never seen that. Are you kidding me? You don't see that in like live action. Bro, there are lines where Ivankov straight up says, you do not have to ever care about gender. Like, that's crazy to me. No one, okay, and I mean no one who would ever. No, this isn't even forcible. This is a positive gender affirmation moment. This is literally positive gender affirmation. The other one is a negative version of it where he like forcibly transes someone. He forcibly transes him too, but then he like loves it. Look, says you have to be a more honest individual. Yeah, there's a line where it's like, one may stray from the path of a man, one may stray from the path of a woman, but there's no straying from the path of a human. Also, remember, Luffy is the main character, and he's supposed to be the moral compass of the show, right? And as the moral compass of the show, Luffy doesn't give a shit about it at all, likes it, thinks it's cool. So you have to also remember that too. Oh yeah, they are Nazis, by the way. Oh, by the way, yeah. Oda, not a leftist, by the way. Literally, the prison is tailored around a Holocaust camp. Well, there's also like a literal Holocaust camp style, concentration camp style fucking prison arc as well that Nico Robin is currently trapped in. But like, they are Nazis. Straight up. They're fucking Nazis. They have Nazi outfits.
これが私。
バナータは生まれ変わったの。もう看守じゃない。ニューカマーよ。
素敵。ありがとうございます、岩様。私、本当の自分に気づけました。
あらいい。
Look, yeah, she goes, I realized who I really am thanks to you.
そんなことより。
エースはどこだ？あちらです。
Anyway, so I'll stick with SpongeBob. Yeah. This is where they explain how gender isn't real. Yeah. Ivankov explains the new Kama land.
Skin color, growth, even their emotions. I can remodel people from the inside out, like an engineer of the human body. The candy boys and candy girls you see here have used my help to really kick gender in its sorry pants. Some men became women and some women men, but all of those hang-ups are a thing of the past. In short, those are the kind of miracles we deal in here. I just provide the hormones. Ha ha! Everyone else provides the dream!
If you're in Arlong Park, you have no idea on what's going on. Half the time, like, unless you've gotten to, like, the 500th episode, you have no fucking idea what any of this shit is. You do not recognize a single one of these characters.
Yeah.
It literally, if you're at Arlong Park, this looks like an entirely different fucking anime. Like, you're like, what anime is this? It's even drawn different.
Man from earlier into a woman by injecting hormones. I still can't believe that there's a place like this in the middle of a prison. I must be dreaming.
It's not a dream. It's a dreamland. All of these candies you see around here were once lost prisoners who made it here by sheer luck, each with their own story. See, there are hidden
The animation is so ugly, though, I can never get into it. I'll be honest with you. It took me a while to get into the animation as well. Straight up. That part I agree with. It took me a while to get into the animation, too. Also, Ivankov is literally modeled after Dr. Frankfurter, Rocky Horror. I've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
entrances to New Kama Land on every floor of Impel Down. You just have to keep an eye out for them. There's one at the Bloody Mountain of Needles, one in the Lair of Wild Beasts, one in the Burning Hellfire. There's even one in the mortuary. We use these handy-dandy passages to go wherever we want in this prison to get everything we need. A paradise hiding in the bowels of hell itself. Why the jailers would never believe such an absurdity exists. Despite living in our hidey hole, we still keep tabs on everything that's going on outside. We've got a line in one of the transponder snails, the very same ones the jailers use. That way, we're in on all the hip and horrible happenings here in the prison. We also nab newspapers from the garbage so we can keep up with the other parts of the world. And we were totally tuning into Straw Hat Boy's wild ride. It's not every day we get to see a break-in, a break-out, and all sorts of delectable nonsense. We were cheering them on the whole way.
But it seems like this place of yours is gigantic. Where exactly are we?
Oh, this place wasn't always here, I assure you. Some prisoner had a devil fruit power that was good for digging. They were the first to start chipping away at these caverns. They led other prisoners here a long time ago, and bit by bit, the new recruits started building this place together. To paint a picture, this paradise of ours is actually a bit like an ant farm.
Okay, the rest of it doesn't matter, but the gender part is like... Yeah, the rest of it doesn't matter, but the gender part is like really interesting. Have your theater kid friends watch Rocky Horror with you? Yeah. I've never seen Rocky Horror. The point is that I cannot comprehend how a motherfucker like 15 years ago was writing like pro-trans characters, like trans characters that are like outwardly trans, openly queer, unapologetically queer, who literally were like, you know, cool characters in the fucking show. Yeah, he wrote this in 2009, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And yeah, there's like obviously gonna be, you know, there's obviously, it's not gonna be perfect. Like there's gonna be issues. You know, the forcible transing of that other guy is like a bit of an issue, right? But it's mind-boggling. Even earlier, if you think about Bon-chan's initial introduction, yeah, Bon-chan, this character right here, Bon Claire is queer, openly. And is like a very colorful, very cool villain. It's almost as if the right wasn't hyper-focused on the issue at the time. What? We're talking about Japan, man. The Japanese right is talking about some entirely different shit. No, I'm not even talking about America. What the fuck? No, it doesn't matter. 2009 content from a cisgender heterosexual man in any part of the fucking planet. Bro, I was transphobic in 2009. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, they're making the bad guy trans. This has been done for decades. Brother, that's not the bad guy. That's a good guy, you fucking idiot. Shut up. You just want to be mad. You haven't even watched the show. You just literally popped off for no reason. He's one of the goodest of guys in the sea of good guys. No, Bon is a villain at first and then is no longer a villain. It's, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This character is never a villain. Bon is not a villain either. Or in One Piece lore, all the villains become friends. It's like hard to explain. Okay? You're so stupid. Shut up. Shut up. You have no way. Even as someone who, like, you know, is supposedly a leftist who understands subtext, who understands like political analysis through art, you fail so frequently. Stop. Yeah, Bon is never like fully a bad guy anyway. But you know, there's like a brief altercation, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. Damn, Hassan is passionate about One Piece. It's not just that I'm passionate about One Piece. I'm passionate about I like One Piece a lot for sure, but I'm passionate about like getting leftists to not be fucking dumbasses. That's what I'm mostly passionate about. The dog. Excuse me. I'm just writing my I'm writing my blast off tweet. I'm passionate about positive leftist portrayed in media. That's why Andor is amazing. Yeah, Andor is great. I was transphobic when I first saw this and haven't watched it since. Thank you for changing my views and having me see this again. Yeah. Bon Clay, a trans character, was introduced in 2001 as a fucking positive character, dude. What the fuck? It's mind-boggling. Bro, let me tell you something, okay? I was transphobic when this fucking shit came out, okay? I was a transphobic person. I had transphobic opinions. Literally, when this was written. Okay? Both of these characters were introduced before gay marriage was legalized in the United States of America. Like, when Bon Clay was introduced as a positive character, that was like literally 7 years before Obama said, yeah, I don't know about gay marriage, dog. Okay? You understand? So, don't be silly. Check this link. What?
Now I'm forcibly feminizing you, bitch. Sorry. You are now going to get forcibly feminized. I am going to, at gunpoint, forcibly feminize you. Now I'm forcibly
Oh my God, when is this from? This is like before I even watch. This is when I said that as a meme, like I didn't even know about One Piece and was, you know. And now I bet that's an old ass YouTube short. That's so funny. Anyway. Daily Wire can't even do the authentic streamer setup. Yeah, I know. I made fun of this. I made fun of this when it first came out. Femboy Agitprop, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yeah, we'll cover the fucking Brett Cooper saga too. What happened in Silicon Valley? Silicon Valley Bank is in a liquidity crisis. It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's not awesome. It's not great, but like, you know, the financial system is collapsing potentially one more time. So, you like queer representation in film? I mean, I don't really give a shit one way or the other, but when I see it and it's like done well, it makes me happy. You know what I mean? Because it's not about like diversity in media is not what I care about that much, but I do like, I like content for the sake of content. I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care. If it makes me feel happy, sad, angry, if it makes me feel things, okay? And then on top of that, there's good representation, all the better. And I think One Piece is perfect at that because it's got really solid politics, including in areas that you wouldn't even expect at a time when you certainly would not even expect it. You know what I mean? Like Oda doing this in 2001, as early as 2001 is crazy. Like crazy. But I guess it makes sense because like a lot of these artists, a lot of these you know, people are left-minded individuals, they're progressive-minded individuals, they're creatives, you know what I mean? It's not all that crazy, even though I feel like, you know, I don't know, I guess it's not that crazy that they're like these guys are going to be more progressive than the average person. What? You said that to people who think you are Warren Buffett? What do you mean? What did I say to people who think I'm Warren Buffett? I didn't understand what you mean by that. Smoking crack? How do you feel about Buggy now? I still don't like Buggy. Anyway, think about the discourse in 2009, though. Most people were against gay marriage, let alone have a public discussion about whether or not gender is real. Yeah. We're also talking about like, we're talking about Japan too. Zoro or Sanji? Zoro, easy. That's not even a question. Zoro all the way. I'm a Zoro stan, dude. Yes, I know. The one fucking character that I like is the one racist, but, you know, what are you going to do? We watched a Bill Burr clip already? Not yet. We're going to do that. How is Zoro racist? It's a meme, dude. It's a meme. 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 Calm down. It's a meme. Calm down. It's a meme because Zoro always finds himself fighting like the only like the only Zoro fights all the minorities, okay? The people that Zoro ends up fighting are always minorities. That's what it is. That's why. It's a meme, a Mario. Okay. His signature is also the Russian Z. Okay, you're literally out of your fucking mind. Your takes are so bad with anime. The whole point is that stuff. Oh, fuck you. That is not even good bait. Look at what I just got baited by, dude. Your takes are so bad with anime. The whole point with that stuff is literally to run the ad breaks. God damn it, dude. I mean, you guys aren't even trying. What the fuck? At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Or you can get gifted a sub if you're lucky, like Gaucho Marks just gifted 10 gifted subs, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. Baits that work are good baits. Bro, God forbid a woman tweets something at me, okay? Like, how many people has mentioned Jenilyn Miauri wanting to come on the drip stream so far in the chat? Like, God forbid a woman exists on the internet. Can everybody calm down, dude? Okay, yeah, she can come too. I don't know why she just didn't DM me instead of like writing it in my replies. Holy fuck, dude. The amount of people that responded. The amount of people that are like blasting it in the fucking, is this what the stream is going to look like today? Pretty much we're going to have a recap of this basically. She knew our ability to annoy you was more powerful. Yeah, fucking calm down. BBC will not broadcast Attenborough's episode over right-wing backlash. Didn't they also apologize to... Didn't they also quite literally apologize to J.K. Rowling for calling... Was it... They called her transphobic and then they apologized for it or something? Recently? Yeah, Elon Musk is trying to make a company town. We're going to talk about that. Have you seen the BBC suspended one of their long-running sports presenters for criticizing Tory government's policies? Love that. What is this? BBC will not broadcast the Attenborough episode over fear of right-wing backlash. Decision to make episode about natural destruction available only on iPlayer angers program makers. The BBC has decided not to broadcast an episode of Sir David Attenborough's flagship new series on British wildlife because of fears its themes of the destruction of nature would risk a backlash from Tory politicians and the right-wing press, The Guardian has been told. Very, very nice. Very nice. The decision has angered the program makers and some insiders at the BBC who fear the corporation has bowed to pressure from lobbying groups with dinosaurian ways. The BBC strongly denied this was the case and insisted the episode in question was never intended for broadcast. Attenborough's highly anticipated new series, Wild Isles, looks at the beauty of nature in the British Isles. Must be a short one. What kind of beauty exists in the British Isles, I will never know. Attenborough's narrated by David Attenborough, it is expected to be a hit, with 5 episodes scheduled to go out in primetime slots on BBC One. A 6th episode has also been filmed, which is understood to be a stark look at the losses of nature in the UK and what caused the declines. It is also understood to include some examples of rewilding, a concept that has been controversial in some right-wing circles. The documentary series was part funded by nature charities, the WWF, and the RSPB. But the final episode will not be broadcast along with the others and will instead be available only on the BBC's iPlayer service. All 6 episodes were narrated by Attenborough and made by the production company Silverback Films, responsible for previous series including Our Planet, in collaboration with the BBC Natural History Unit. Your accent is so bravophobic, I literally love it. Please don't stop. You're making the Turf Islanders mauled right now. Everybody knows what match of the day means to me, but I've told the BBC I won't be doing it tomorrow. Solidarity. So there are a bunch of footy. There's a bunch of footy pundits in the BBC that are in solidarity with another pundit who criticized the Tory government's horrifying immigration policies and was suspended, taken off the schedule, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Gary Lineker and Ian Wright are the fucking goats, you say, Nasty Nate. England is one of the least biodiverse countries in the world. There are no wild areas left. This is well known and shouldn't be controversial to point out. The current chairman of the BBC was appointed after he helped fix an $800K for Bojo when he was skint Lamau. Lineker and other libs at the BBC trashed Corbyn and they didn't care about impartiality then? Yeah, of course, because he said the Tories were like the German government of the 1930s. I mean, it's a fucking valid-ass take. BBC chair Richard Sharp donates $400K to the Tories, helps Johnson get an $800K loan, and then gets the job. The result, Johnson's wife-beating dad that he's trying to get honored is defended on national TV. Fucking BBC, man. Oh, it's so awful. And then it's funny because, like, people will literally look to the BBC and go, oh, they're libs. Anyway, here. I'm gonna keep blasting off because we still haven't blasted off perfectly and in a timely manner. This is the take Gary got fired for. Wait, he got fired? I thought he got suspended. There is no huge influx. Okay, so here. First of all, here's what the Home Secretary is saying about immigrants coming in, which, by the way, you might notice something about the Home Secretary or even the literal current leader of the UK. You might notice something if you just look at it a little bit. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on with these fucking conservatives? What's up with these brown conservatives? What's going on there? Let's take a look.
Last year, over 45,000 people made the unsafe, unnecessary, and illegal journey across the Channel. Our asylum system has been overwhelmed. We're now spending almost £7 million a day on hotels. Stopping the boats is one of the 5 promises the Prime Minister has made to the British people.
Remember, the more shit gets awful in the UK, and this is basically carbon copy everywhere around the world in most like Western neoliberal capitalist shitholes, the more things get worse for the people, the more there's like an energy crisis, the more there's like a crisis in wages, not hiring enough nurses, not offering better wages and improving the living conditions of workers in the UK, the more they're going to hit the fascism button. Okay? This is how it goes. They're like, oh, the real problem in the UK actually isn't the fact that, you know, your wages are dog shit. As a matter of fact, the real problem is fucking migrants coming over in boats, okay? The real problem is trans people. Like, it's always the same nonsensical bullshit, dude. It's like, that's not the reason, you fucking asshole. That's not it.
And it's my top priority. That's why today I'm announcing a new illegal migration bill to do exactly that. The Prime Minister and I have been working flat out for months to bring this legislation to Parliament. This bill will mean that if you come here illegally, you will not be able to stay. You will be detained and removed to your home country if safe, or a safe third country like Rwanda. We are committed to helping those in need, like the hundreds of thousands of people we have supported from Ukraine, Afghanistan, and Hong Kong in recent years. But it's not fair that people who travel through a string of...
It's not fair. Dude, same shit. Same shit. Literally, oh, they're skipping the line. Yeah, dude. You know, the guy who's coming in here on a fucking dinghy, you know, that guy is like, what's not fair is the living conditions that those people are enduring, okay, in their home nations, oftentimes directly caused by like just the British and the Americans too. It's like, dog, you're fucking Indian. Why are you speaking English right now in the United Kingdom? Think about it for like 3 seconds. How? How did that happen? I wonder how that happened. Perhaps the same conditions that led you to this, to being this person, are the exact same conditions that people are trying to also escape. What the fuck? How, dude? How? The point behind it being legal or illegal is that it's a made-up concept, especially as she is generally married. Thank you for the 25 gift subs. Especially as she's currently in the process of making it more illegal. You know what I mean? Like, if you, as a politician, have recognize that you have the capability of making things more illegal, specifically as it comes to migration, you understand that you also have the capability of making it less illegal. Oh, she's Sri Lankan? I'm sorry. I apologize. Well, Rishi Sunak is who I was thinking of, who is Indian, right? And that doesn't make you any less British than anyone else, okay? Which is ironic because, like, you know, one very important British facet of existence is being this petulant fucking asshole, this petulant, racist, horrifying, monstrous asshole who does not give a fuck about other cultures. They cannot assimilate, I say. A Sri Lankan woman. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. If you can assimilate this perfectly, so much so that you also adopt the classic British racist asshole aesthetic and opinions, then, you know, everyone else can do that too. Now, we're going to talk about Gary Lineker right now. Okay? So this video comes out. Rishi Sunak has said some stuff like, if you're a migrant coming into the UK, you are not protected by slavery, anti-slavery provisions, by the way, which is insane to say.
Safe countries and then come to the UK illegally can jump the queue and game our system.
Look, this guy, like, again, Indian, okay? Speaking English, in the UK, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is an Indian man turning around and saying, like ethnically, turning around and saying, if you come to the UK illegally, you can't claim asylum, you can't benefit from our modern slavery protections, you can't make spurious human rights claims, and you cannot stay. The sanctity of the queue. It's so funny, dude. What a psychotic thing. Like, how have we gotten to this point? Rishi Sunak's very existence directly undermines the argument that he is trying to make. Okay? And I'll tell you this much. Motherfucker, the people you're doing this for don't think you're British. Remember that debate that we watched a while ago on British broadcasting? Where the fucking guy was like, well, you know, I've got a mate. Rishi Sunak is not British, and you know what I mean. He's fucking brown. Like, he literally was just straight up like, Rishi Sunak's not British. Like, these people don't see you as a full-blown, you know, British person, okay? They don't see you as a British national. Yeah, it was like British radio, I think. Holy fuck. It just blows my goddamn mind. Anyway. Guy's a billionaire. I don't think he cares. It doesn't matter. He's not on the team, dog. He's not on the team. You still didn't answer how they went from immigrants to anti-immigrants. It feels weird as fuck. What do you mean? What? No, this happens all the time. Okay. I was joking when I said that's so surprising. That's not surprising at all. That's what we talked about. 52% of Customs and Border Patrol officers are literally Hispanic. Okay. There are, we covered this the other day. There was a Border Patrol guy who worked even before ICE, when it was the INS, a guy who has deported thousands of Latinos. Okay. A guy who has deported thousands of fucking Latinos from America was found to have been in the country illegally. He didn't even know it himself. And now he's getting deported. Like, it happens. First generation assimilation occurs. Second generation, it's like pretty much impossible to discern between like someone who's a second generation immigrant versus like, you know, someone who's been in the country for 7 generations. By the third generation, it's over. Every facet of existence completely changes. By the third generation, every single immigrant, okay, every single person that has immigrated into the United States of America by the third generation is completely assimilated. They have achieved full-blown assimilation. And by that, I mean, you can be just as racist as the other people. You know what I mean? Yeah. This guy, yeah, the undocumented agent, after spending nearly 2 decades facilitating deportations, he said thousands. Raul Rodriguez discovered that he was not a U.S. citizen. Now he's at risk of deportation himself. Yeah. You get it? Do you understand? That's how it works. Anyway, so Gary Lineker saw that fucking tweet. Wait, fuck, oh God. I accidentally ended up closing that, didn't I? Anyway, Gary Lineker reached out to, responded to that. Wait, hold on. Let me just reopen these fucking dumbass tabs that I just closed. Okay. So Gary Lineker responded to that and said, there is no huge influx. We take far fewer refugees than other major European countries. This is just an immeasurable, cruel policy directed at the most vulnerable people in language that is not dissimilar to that used by by Germany in the 1930s, and I'm out of order. And then they fired him for this. Gary Lineker will be spoken to by the BBC after appearing to compare migrant policy to Nazi Germany. Thank you, Thanasius, for the fat playlist, which literally we could have just watched this video, I guess, instead.
The gap widened again on Wednesday, 7 games.
Match the Day presenter Gary Lineker is almost as synonymous with the show as its theme tune. But for the foreseeable future, he'll be watching the football rather than presenting it, after the BBC announced he'll be suspended for his tweet earlier this week criticising a government policy on immigration. We have said that we consider his recent social media activity to be a breach of our guidelines. The BBC has decided that he will step back from presenting Match of the Day until we've got an agreed and cleared position on his use of social media. Responding to the Home Secretary's announcement of a new immigration policy, he tweeted, "There is no huge influx. We take far fewer refugees than any other major European countries. This is just an immeasurably cruel policy directed at the most vulnerable people in language that is not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 30s, and I am out of order." The recent issue of immigration becoming one of the biggest political topics, the BBC has reacted with a reminder of their policies for their employees. But it was only back in 2016
and I'm out
when
of
the
order.
former player tweeted, "Treatment by some towards these young refugees is hideous." The BBC responded saying, "Gary is a freelance broadcaster and this is a personal Twitter account."
So my question with regards to the BBC is...
Lineker has previously said those impartiality rules do not apply to freelance sports.
He's not a lefty, by the way. He might be good on this, but I'm pretty sure, here, let's look. I don't even know enough about Gary Lineker because I obviously don't watch any football whatsoever. But let's do a funny thing. Let's look at Gary Lineker Corbyn. Let's Google that. What has he said about Corbyn? Oh, God damn it. I hate it when like new things comes up. Oh, Gary Lineker feeling politically homeless as Jeremy Corbyn sacks soft Brexit baggers. Okay, that's like not that bad. Like he just says he's no, that's not the worst. It's over Brexit. It's not because he's like he's not saying he's like anti-Semitic or anything. Never mind. You guys made it seem like he's like much worse. He might have a difference in opinion. Oh God, it's lame, but I mean he's definitely a cut above like the average Brit. I'll tell you that much. He's like a bit of a lib for sure. Corbyn applauded him on the stance. Yeah, I know. What do you say? Bin Corbyn. What? Will Labour vote in favour of a general election in June and in their own destruction? Of course they will. I don't know, get rid of Corbyn now and they could be in government by 2027 instead of 2030. Bin Corbyn. What? Bin him? Sack him. Anyway, listen. My point is, in the UK, if you find someone, there's a couple things. There is a couple things that it immediately puts you a cut above the rest in the UK, okay? If you're not transphobic and if you defend Palestine. If either of these two factors are a part of like Gary Lineker's political identity, then I will say he is literally a true British leftist in comparison to like 99% of people in the UK. Okay? That's true. Because these two things are issues that, like, unfortunately, most British people are insanely reactionary on. Okay? So if you defend Palestine as a British person, he said, how awful. See, Gary, stick to what you know best, Gary. Nothing to see here. Just Gary mourning the death of a terrorist. From the Hamas website, Hamas mourn its martyr, the fighter Ahmed Atef Mustafa Daragmeh, 23 years old, from Tubas, who rose at dawn today in an armed clash while confronting the occupation forces. Yeah. The Israel advocacy movement. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Gary has bad politics. Anyway, none of it matters ultimately. Yeah, sure, he doesn't like Corbyn all that much because of the Brexit thing, but that's understandable. All right, let's
presenters.
They only apply to people in news and current affairs.
7 years later, impartiality is the new political frontline. BBC chairman Richard Sharp is a former Conservative Party donor and was recently criticised in a report by a cross-party group of MPs for his role in allegedly facilitating a loan for the then Prime Minister Boris Johnson, all while applying for his BBC post. His appointment is currently being investigated, while Mr. Sharp denies the story and has resisted calls to resign.
That's wild, dude. Dude, it's the same everywhere, brother. This motherfucker is a Tory party donor, dude. That's crazy that he just like, dude, British pay for play is so flagrant, is so foul, and it's so in your face. They don't even try to like do the, oh, his wife will now get a job at the company that he like deregulated. You know what I mean? It's directly like, no, I deregulated this and now I expect payment. It's called remuneration. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, here, United Kingdom parliamentary. By the way, I wasn't even joking about this. This is like directly a real issue. The UK parliamentary second jobs controversy of 2021 began with Owen Paterson and his lobbying and breach of Commons advocacy rules, which led to his resignation on the 5th of November. And this was followed by extensive press coverage and debate about the second jobs of other MPs, particularly Geoffrey Cox, a former Attorney General, registered a total income of £970 in 2020 for 705 hours of legal services. An opinion piece in The Telegraph describes how Cox always discloses earnings and that his constituents re-elect him with ever-increasing majorities every time his name appears on the ballot paper. There are more than 90 Conservative MPs undertaking paid work in addition to their job in Parliament, according to 3 Labour MPs. According to the BBC, more than 200 MPs received earnings in the last year on top of their $81,000 annual salary. The extra earnings range from $50 a year to almost 1 million quid a year. Like, dude, that's crazy. Straight up 90, dude. 90. By the way, the fact that this says £50 a year probably means the 3 Labour MPs are doing like literally like dumb fucking, you know, soup kitchen work or some shit on the side. 90 Conservative MPs. Yeah. Some Labour guy shoveled a driveway and got money and like basically put that on as like a remuneration. And then I'm sure this is like a wonderful way to make a both sides are doing it argument here. It's like 90 to fucking 3, dude. 90 to 3. Remember, British media love doing the petulant, annoying, smarmy both sides bullshit. Okay? Where they go, there are 4 Twitch viewer streamers, which means 1 regular Prime sub. Yeah, they will do the Corbyn is the biggest anti-Semite that you've ever seen on the planet. It's absolutely mental what Corbyn is doing. Meanwhile, simultaneously, like the fucking Tory party in power will be like, this is a openly pro-Hitler politician whose statue we're unveiling. And if you think I'm exaggerating, what I'm mentioning literally happened. There was nonstop coverage over how anti-Semitic Corbyn is in the newspapers while the Tory party was unveiling a new statue of a politician that had said, no, it's not, I'm not even talking about Mosley. It was it Nancy S. Storr? Who once famously said Hitler had the right ideas about the Jews. Like verbatim. One of the Labor MP's second job was going back to being a doctor during COVID. Unacceptable. The entirety of Britain just feels like, what if Bill Maher populated an entire island? That's such a good take. Yeah. Bill Maher is so British coded. Also because he's a fucking annoying little drunk. Okay? You are correct. I'm married to a Jewish woman. Her family cannot stand Corbyn. I tried to set the record straight, but it started a massive fight. Yeah. No. You can't have that conversation. Bro, there's anarchists. There's lifestylists in here that every single time I talk about Corbyn will pop off and be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Corbyn is awful. Okay? There's nothing in many respects. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know I shit on anarchists a lot, usually lovingly, but British anarchists sometimes can be so fucking annoying. What did my boy Armando Iannucci, the GOAT, say? Has the BBC actually analyzed Gary Lineker's tweet? Because it is factually accurate. A lot of the tropes used now by government invasion, menace, etc. are pretty similar to those used by nationalist parties in the 1930s Germany. Why no analysis? Are BBC history presenters muted too? Yeah. The actual GOAT. Yeah, it was Nancy S. Storr, yeah. Boris literally did massive vile Islamophobia as well, saying women wearing burqas were as going around looking like letterboxes, yeah, and liking their appearance of bank robbers. I remember. Talked about that as well. Also, factually speaking, anti-Semitism, by the way, not just like Islamophobia, which is like super common in the Tory party and expected. Racism is super common in the Tory party and expected. But even anti-Semitism is more prominent in the fucking Tory party than it is in the Labour Party. And that's like factually accurate. Okay? How crazy is it? And yet they never spoke about it. Interesting. Wonder why they fucking ate up Jez's ass like that. That an insane amount of character assassination happened here. Armando Iannucci fucking sucks. He's anti-Corbyn too? What? No shot. I love Armando Iannucci's work. I think he is one of the best political satirists out there. Genuinely shocking that he would be anti-Corbyn. What the fuck? You're basically not allowed to be more left than to live here in the UK? Sorry, let me be clear. When a national party cannot deal with anti-Semitism and indeed seems to reward it, then it starts to lose any claim. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, this was in 2018. I'm sure he knows better now. There's no way. God, this propaganda was so fucking pervasive, dude. Do something fun. This is Zach the Zany. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is what we do for fun. Like, this is literally what we do for fun here. This is extraordinarily close to regime broadcaster status. Basically, human rights abuses over there are, of course, entirely different to Britain removing legal rights for refugees over here. It takes a lot of education to write something this plainly stupid. The newsagent's presenter and former BBC journalist Emily Maitlis said it was curious that Gary Lineker was free to raise questions about Qatar's human record with the blessing of the BBC over the World Cup, but cannot raise questions of human rights in this country if it involves criticism of government policy. However, this is arguably a false equivalence. Voicing an opinion on government policy about migrant crossings, a divisive subject, is not the same thing as highlighting well-documented human rights breaches in Qatar, something which is a matter of fact. No, it's still a fact. Why would you say that? Don't you feel embarrassed to write this when you literally guys, here, let me tell you what this is, okay? Let me put my fucking, Slavoj Žižek style ideology glasses on real quick, okay? Oh, it's saying that it's okay when we do it. It's a problem when they do it. You know what I mean? That's what they're... Yeah, abuse for thee, not for me. Well, how balanced. How impartial. How wonderful. Ironically, the BBC leaned heavily into the anti-Semitism Corbyn stuff. Yes, which was totally fabricated, and was literally crafted internally by the most conservative Labour Party members who specifically created the problem, didn't deal with the problem, highlighted it nonstop, and crippled Corbyn's chances by constantly having the media only talk about that. Only. At a certain point, it got so insane. I feel like I talk about Corbyn's anti-Semitism bullshit all the fucking time, but it got to such a degree that what was it? The majority of Jewish people in the UK were saying they would leave the country if Corbyn became elected because they thought he was the second coming of Hitler. That is that's insane. And I don't fault them for thinking that. Okay? I don't fault them for thinking that. They got mass-induced hysteria from straight up nonstop coverage. It's literally what the media put out there. You're a victim of this kind of propaganda ultimately. The Jews being afraid of Corbyn wasn't hysterical? It absolutely is. It absolutely was. Holocaust analogies lead to important political voices equating the Tories to the Nazis and our democracy to fascism. In doing so, they denigrate exactly who the Nazis are and what they did it. Bro, this is a Zelensky Stan account. Okay, nothing pisses me off more than people who fucking gatekeep the Holocaust. There are valid criticisms to make about people being making me get a vaccination is exactly what the Nazis would do. That's a valid criticism. Okay? You can genuinely criticize and be okay, you're kind of undermining what the Nazis did. Literally a carbon copy of Nazi propaganda being utilized in contemporary British politics is a perfectly valid reason to say, never again, this is what the Nazis did. Never again doesn't mean never again, just not the Holocaust, just no Nazis. Never again is there so you can understand. History is only important as far as you learn the lessons and not repeat them. Okay? It's so fucking stupid. I cannot stand motherfuckers who are well, I'm Jewish and I think that, Holocaust analogies are completely invalid in this circumstance. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, dumbass. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really, really frustrating. Okay. No, we're not gonna do the rerun of that classic video. Let's fucking watch this goddamn thing. I keep jumping in and out of this. Because there's so much to cover. Let me close up some of my tabs. My fucking tabs are going crazy. Hold on. Let me just shut off some of these tabs real quick. Let me clean this up. I've talked way too much, entirely too much about the Oi Bruv land and the British. David Attenborough. Anyway, shameful, really. Shameful. The British need not to do this kind of thing. I do not appreciate having to cover the island, Turf Island, all this much. It's shameful, really. Unacceptable, if I do say so myself. So here is Professor Tanja Bultmann, Professor of Migration and Diaspora History, Brexit and Citizens' Rights, Migrant Dual National. She says, "Hi, BBC. As a German, I can tell you this. When politicians speak in a language not dissimilar to that used in the 1930s Germany, I recognize it. Why? Because I've been taught about it all my life, and that it needs to be called out and rejected. It's a duty to do so, in fact." Here's a thread. "The language we have heard from this government, no matter how many times they claim otherwise, is not dissimilar in some ways that to that used in the 1930s Germany. So while we need to be mindful of the specific context of the 1930s Germany and should not draw direct parallels with today, when common characteristics, e.g. the use of a not dissimilar language here, we can add and should say so." Okay, what the fuck? Okay, this is too long, and also it's just like an incredibly long way to just say, this is the same shit that the Nazis said to justify their violent ideology. Shut the fuck up. The Nazis also suppressed any kind of criticism towards their ideas. So let's
say the BBC's decision is cowardly and is an assault on free speech in the face of political pressure. Not long after the BBC's announcement, Match the Day colleagues Ian Wright and then Alan Shearer tweeted that they have informed the channel that they will not be appearing on the show this weekend. It's one of the most sought-after jobs in TV, but who dares to take it on Saturday?
Good question. Well, joining me now is Alistair Campbell, former Director of Communications to Tony Blair, who now hosts a podcast produced by Gary Lineker's company, and Times columnist Matthew Syed, who himself hosts a BBC Radio 4 programme. Welcome to you both. Let me start with you, Alistair. I mean, what a mess. But I guess one could ask, did the BBC have any choice?
They absolutely had a choice. The choice was actually to stand up for its own values and not cower and pander to the creeping right-wing authoritarianism, of which this, I'm afraid, is a consequence. And the idea that a couple of tweets from Gary Lineker are a bigger threat to the BBC's impartiality than Richard Sharp sitting at the top of the office deciding how much of a donation to make to the Tory party, or who to get in to help Boris Johnson get an £800,000 loan, or Robbie Gibb 1 minute running the BBC political coverage and allowing the myth to develop that it was left-wing, and the next minute working for Brexit and working for the government and going off to set up GB News or whatever it's called, and now back on the board of the BBC. They're the people who should be leaving the BBC. They're the people who should be walking out the door, not Ian Wright, Gary Lineker or Alan Shearer.
Okay, Matthew Syed, you don't speak for BBC management, but you do have a programme on the BBC. And you did tweet just the other day, Gary Lineker's comments made a mockery of impartiality guidelines. Does this not make a mockery of the BBC?
Well, I agree with Alistair that the appointment of Richard Sharp was a disgrace, because it goes to the heart of impartiality. When Tim Davie took over as Director General, he made it an absolute imperative to protect BBC impartiality. I think that is the only way to sustain widespread public consent for the licence fee. Gary Lineker presumably signed up to what Davie had said, and I just think it was a failure, more than anything else, of common sense for one of the most high-profile voices and faces at the BBC, who I much admire, by the way, and whose political opinions I agree with to a very large extent, to compare official government policy to 1930s Nazi Germany. It completely violated what Davie was seeking to do, and it put him in an invidious position, because by sidelining Lineker now, of course, the right-wing anger of millions of British people about the comparison with the Nazis, a policy that many people agree with, not me, but many people do, is now matched by anger on the other side. And it is really Lineker, unprepared to apologize for a deeply inflammatory tweet that I think has incited this terribly debilitating row.
So, Matthew.
Thank you, USA. You are my best friend. You are the peacekeeper. You are the legend's very own Tony Blair consultant. Alistair Campbell looks like a fucking fair and balanced, smart, individual in this situation. You know the BBC has fucking lost the plot. Okay? Like, it's just insane. Completely insane.
Just briefly on this one, do you think it's right for him to be benched then by the BBC?
I don't think Tim Davie had any other choice, because the objective of impartiality was clearly undermined by Lineker.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, there was nothing he could have done. It's no longer impartial. Okay, let's take a look at the impartiality when we talk about China, for example.
The Biden administration has been strongly critical of China's actions on human rights, but engaging on climate change. Do you see that as a strategy that can actually work?
I'm not sure why BBC started with listing only China's human rights abuses. What about America's human rights abuses? The Iraq War, together with the UK, completely illegal and under false pretenses. The war in Syria, the war in Libya, the continued sanctions against civilian populations in Venezuela and Iran, walking away from the Paris Climate Agreement for the last 4 years, unilateral trade actions that have been deemed illegal by WTO. So one can make anything one wants, but we have really serious human rights violations by the United States abroad, not to mention in insurrection on January 6th in our own country, not to mention the continued massive racism, white supremacism, and abuse of incarceration of hundreds of thousands of people in the U.S., Black, African-American people of color. So I think that the whole premise of this story is a little bit odd.
No, but sorry, I'm looking. We have to look. If I may, we have to look.
I found the framing of it not what I expected. I thought we were going to talk about climate change, which we should. But I think that the idea that there is one party that is so guilty, how can we talk to them, is just a strange way to address this issue.
Well, hang on. Sorry, Jeffrey. If I could come, Jeffrey, I'm hoping we can have a conversation. I'm hoping we can have a conversation. And if I could just say, I'm using, and what I'm saying back to you here is, we're also using the framing of the Biden administration. We're also talking from the perspective of how Joe Biden himself and those around him have talked about the human rights abuses in China. So you know, sorry, just to say,
always, excuse me for one moment, the U.S. always attacks other countries. It holds itself sacrosanct.
Anyway, my favorite part of the segment is how BBC host just instinctively takes the role of the PR agent for the CIA in the U.S. while Sachs vehemently rejects being identified with the U.S. regime and its crimes at home and abroad. When it's a foreign enemy, okay, when it's like adopted as a foreign nation state that is declared an enemy of the West, automatically they're done. You can say whatever the fuck you want about them. When it's even an ally like Qatar, but still a country that is, a Muslim country, you can say whatever the fuck you want about them. Now, do not misunderstand me. These countries do deserve criticism, right? They're nation states. They do horrifying nation state shit. Every country does this, right? But it is additionally unacceptable when you can't even say the same shit about your own goddamn country. Okay? That's precisely why I think Aaron Bastani's, his tweet that showcases this disparity is the perfect tweet for this situation, this ongoing Gary Lineker saga. The fact that Hold on. I'm going to pull it up right now. The fact that the fact that they wrote this without even thinking about the irony, without even recognizing the hypocrisy is hilarious. I mean, look. That's it. It's perfect. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean? The newsagent presenter, I'm going to read this one more time. The newsagent's presenter and former BBC journalist Emily Maitlis said it was curious that Gary Lineker was free to raise questions about Qatar's human rights record with the blessing of the BBC over the World Cup, but cannot raise questions of human rights policy in this country if it involves the criticism of government policy. Okay? However, this is arguably a false equivalence. Like, they are editorializing in this part. This is arguably a false equivalence. Voicing an opinion on a government policy about migrant crossings, a divisive subject, is not the same thing as highlighting well-documented human rights breaches in Qatar, something which is a matter of fact. That's it. They wrote this, bro. They fucking wrote this. They didn't even feel shame writing it. In 2011, Jeremy Clarkson called for striking workers to be shot in front of their families. He continued to present Top Gear for another 4 years. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson has said monstrous things, and that does not shock me at all. The point always is that if you're a Tory, if you're right-wing, and yeah, I mean, he is a gigantic piece of shit. If you're a Tory, if you're right-wing, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? You can say whatever the fuck you want. It's the same. It's the same in America, too. If I say America deserved 9/11, okay, I get my ass fucked for years. Okay? People still bring that shit up. Okay? When conservatives say identical things, they're fine. Dinesh D'Souza said America deserved 9/11 and agreed with Osama bin Laden on the insane, anti-gay shit, okay? So did Pat Robertson. So did many other people. And they're fine. Americans, or in the Western world, okay, the people that have ownership over the concepts of patriotism or whatever the fuck, those people can get away with saying whatever kind of unhinged shit that they want to say. Cancel culture does not apply to them for the most part. Okay? What did he say? No way he said that. Dinesh D'Souza and Pat Robertson have talked about 9/11. I've talked about 9/11 from the perspective of Osama bin Laden and defended, or not defended, but basically said, since you compared your experience with D'Souza, do you think he's getting the bag at the same size as you? Brother, never compare me to right-wing commentators. I will never win that battle. I am the largest leftist content creator as a singular individual on the internet. These motherfuckers are not even lineup guys, and yet they still make just as much money as I do, if not way more. We just talked about fucking Steven Crowder turning down $50 million, bro. You kidding me? They're all bankrolled by oil barons and shit. They have unlimited funds because oil barons, unlike the dumbass leftist Twitter users, understand the importance of propaganda. Yeah. You cannot have genuine structural analysis be funded by those who benefit from the current oppressive structures. That's it. No billionaire is going to turn around and be like, yeah, I really want to fucking pay someone hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars a year, so that they can tell everyone and make good cases about why I should not exist. That's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. I can become individually successful so that, platforms see a lot of benefit in keeping me around because I'm making them money, right? I am profitable for them. I run the top of the hour ad breaks, for example, at the top of every hour, like the good boy. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. You know? You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. But that's ultimately my funding vehicle. Gifted subs, Prime subs, subs in general. That is my main revenue driver. It is independently funded by people like you. That's how this operation continues. That's it. That's what gives me the editorial independence. That's what allows me to say fuck you to corporations that I don't want to work with. That's how I don't get caught in a Gary Lineker style situation. Sakura Gore, thank you for the 5, get the subs. S Slime Man, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Okay? That's it. No platform's giving me a fucking $50 million deal, dog. Let's be real. Tubal ArtG89, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Hassan's Transferry Friend, thank you for the 10, give the subs. Allowing so many people to always see the ads. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. The existence of popular leftist content creators just speaks to how little power the left has in this country. If we had any sort of actual power, they wouldn't allow us to exist online like this. No, that's not even true. That's always, no. That part is not true either. I know what you mean. I think that there are significantly more obvious examples as to why the left has no power than like allowing some fucking random dumbass on not the most successful media outlet anyway, on Twitch, to continue doing agitprop. Yeah, as the saying goes, capitalists will sell you the rope to hang them, but also simultaneously remember, like, I'm not even at a place where like me funding, strike funds, me highlighting strike funds, me highlighting the importance of unionization is not seen as a genuine threat to power. So you're right. Okay, you're not wrong. But there are infinitely more glaring, obvious examples of the left's power being completely neutered than a random dumb Twitch streamer, for the most part, that does like a little bit of educational content. Being an online leftist social content creator requires so much additional mental stamina and strength because most likely you're affected by the things you say as opposed to righties lying for fun. I mean, I think a big part of the reason why I am the most successful one is because I don't get impacted by it as much as like a trans content creator would be. That is definitely a very real thing. Anyway, I'm tired of looking at this ugly motherfucker's face. Face too British, yeah. Yeah, you have the strength to keep your anger entertaining where a lot of us don't. Exactly. That slime of a British guy bit him. Oh my God, that's anti-bald racism right there. What? Breaking. Iran and Saudi Arabia agreed to reestablish diplomatic relations and reopen embassies after years of tensions. The two countries released a joint communique with China on the deal. What the fuck? Whoa. Wait, what? That's actually no shot. What? Okay, it's done. It's over. That's the most insane. What the? This is the most insane thing I've ever read, dude. Top G. Top G. He did it again. He fucking did it again. Top G. He fucking did it again. Everyone's out there sending Jared Kushner to the Middle East, and all he's done is try to sell his shit properties to whatever Saudi oil baron he can find. Meanwhile, Top G, what's he doing? Well, he's not making mistakes. He doesn't care about the shit properties of Jared Kushner. He hasn't made tensions in the Middle East way worse. He's made it better. He's made it joint communique and turned Iran and Saudi Arabia, which are currently in a heated battle, proxy war, if you will, in Yemen, where Saudi Arabia is doing genocide in Yemen. Two warring nations and historic enemies into potential allies. Where are the Americans now? Where are the Americans now? Oh. Iran claims to have discovered one of the world's largest lithium deposits. Turns out China may have an interest in allowing Iran to participate in the global economy in more meaningful ways, as they likely will try to maintain the entirety of all the natural minerals and the natural resources necessary to make these batteries. The United States of America, on the other hand, has really lost the game to China. Top G. What a diplomatic win. Anyway. I mean, this is wild. I'm wondering if this is like PR, but it's the AP writing it. You know what I mean? This is like going to be the least favorable assessment of the situation, and even they are making it. Here's what I'll say. Okay? The fact that, yeah, I'm going to cover this in a second too. The fact that the Associated Press is writing about this in positive terms means it's like a legit thing. Because normally when I see stuff like this, when I see like a global hegemonic, superpower, okay? When they do something like this, it's like the Jerusalem Accords or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like America does shit like this. We don't even think about the impact and how damaging and how devastating it is, and the media covers it in a positive light regardless. They'll be like, oh, Jared Kushner really brokered peace in the Middle East with the Gulf nation states. One of the greatest examples is like the Gulf nation states and Israel having a joint alliance, right? Like that is not surprising. That's not unique. These are all America's client states pretty much, okay? These are all some of our main weapons manufacturing locations, right? I mean, not weapons manufacturing locations, but like these are some of the clients of the military-industrial complex getting together and saying, yeah, fuck Palestine, who gives a shit? And fuck Iran, who gives a shit? They are historic enemies of Iran regardless, right? They don't give a fuck about Iran. So this, on the other hand, this, on the other hand, is like real diplomacy. Like I said, there's an ongoing proxy war happening in Yemen, okay, where there is a genocide happening in Yemen. One side, the rebels are being funded by Iran. The other side that's conducting the genocide is Saudi Arabia using America's weapons. So the fact that this has actually happened, like the first step towards brokering some kind of diplomatic agreement, is genuinely insane. This will frustrate every Israeli hyper militant fascist. Not all Israelis, of course, but certainly the hyper militant ones. They are going to be so mad about this. Israeli security forces in an armored vehicle fired repeatedly into a group of civilians sheltering between a mosque and a clinic after a raid in the West Bank city of Nablus, killing 2 people and wounding 3 others. The post is found. That's also wild. I don't know what's happening here. This is why America needed to blow the pipeline up to sell the gas to the EU. Oil price about to spike. Immediate Israeli response. Breaking. Former Israel Prime Minister Bennett says normalization between Iran and Saudi Arabia is a serious and dangerous development for Israel and is a political victory for Iran. Yes, it is a political victory for Iran. It's also a political victory for, like, you know, just people in general in the Middle East. This is Middle Eastern. This is stability. I know you're intent, but this is far from a proxy war. There's a long history of resistance from Zaidi Yemenis. Iran support is minimal relative to Saudi involvement. Yes, I said one side is doing genocide. I think that's... I think this... I said one side is supporting genocide. The other side is sometimes arming the rebels. I think you capture the disproportionate way of waging war in that situation. Bro, this is crazy. I'm Saudi and I want to remind Chad we don't support the royals. Yeah. Israel said diplomacy is really bad. Can we please not do that? What's interesting is China found itself the go-between after its talks with Saudi Arabia in December and Iran in February. In addition, both Iran and Saudi Arabia want to join BRICS. This is crazy. Good. This is what should have happened a decade ago. China should have had peacekeeping troops in Iraq. It's been China's oil for some time. U.S. only gets 5% of our oil, not the Persian Gulf. U.S. has been talking about it in open since 2015. Top G. This is the most interesting piece of news I've seen today. This tops everything else. Like, I wanted to do like more. I mean, this is crazy. Answers to 7 key questions on the Saudi-Iran deal. The regional rivals have agreed to reestablish diplomatic ties. Regional rivals, dude. Like, Saudi Arabia, for the most part, doesn't like Shias to a degree where they like literally don't even like their own Shias. You know what I mean? If you're a Shia and you're Saudi, like, you're still not very safe. Okay? Wild. This is great. This is actually one of the first, like, truly, I guess, progressive moves that Saudi Arabia has been a part of. The joint trilateral statement by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and the People's Republic of China. Okay, bro, I'm not going to read all this. What are you, crazy? You want me to fucking read this shit? What are you, out of your mind? Okay. The announcement by Iran and Saudi Arabia that they are reestablishing diplomatic ties could lead to a major realignment in the Middle East. Yes, it would. It also represents geopolitical challenge for the United States and a victory for China. Why? Let me put this down real quick. Let me just write this. Let me type this up real quick in the New York Times. Represents a geopolitical challenge for the United States. I wonder why. Under the agreement announced on Friday, Iran and Saudi Arabia will patch up a 7-year split by reviving a security cooperation pact, reopening embassies in each other's countries within 2 months, and resuming trade, investment, and cultural accords. But the rivalry between the 2 Persian Gulf nations is so deeply rooted in disagreements about religion and politics that simple diplomatic engagement may not be able to overcome them. Here's a look at some of the key questions surrounding the deal. Saudi Arabia and Iran have competed for influence for decades, each seeing itself as not just a regional power, but also a lodestar for the world's 1.9 billion Muslims. Tensions between the 2 nations grew into an all-out rift in 2016 when protesters in Iran stormed Saudi diplomatic missions after the kingdom's execution of a dissident Shiite cleric. Like I said, Saudi not too fond of the Shiites, the Shias, inside of their own borders, or in in the Western world even. In the years since, Saudi Arabia has encouraged a harsh response from the West towards Iran's nuclear program and even established diplomatic back channels to Israel, the strongest anti-Iran force in the Middle East, partly aimed at coordinating ways to confront the threat from Tehran. How the breakthrough announced on Friday would affect Saudi Arabia's participation in Israeli and American efforts to counter Iran was not immediately clear. Like, there's no analysis here that, like, this could be objectively good, and it's only writing it from the perspective of, like, how could this diplomatic, how can this diplomatic agreement be really, really worse for... I love how people say Shia versus Sunni battle, like religion can't be used as a proxy for your class position. This is class warfare. I mean, it's sectarian violence that occurs in every religion. Let's be real. There is definitely... no, I don't think that's like... I don't think that's apt. I'll be real. I think it's not class war. It's just a way to mask, or a separate way to move everything away from the true class war. It's not. It's a deflection, a misdirection, a very successful one. Okay. Yeah, it's like Catholics versus Protestants. How the breakthrough announced on Friday would affect Saudi Arabia's participation in Israeli and American efforts to counter Iran was not immediately clear, but the resumption of diplomatic relations between the two regional powers marked at least a partial thaw in a Cold War that has long shaped the Middle East. What could be the impact across the Middle East? Since they broke off diplomatic relations in 2016, the leaders of Tehran and Saudi Arabia have regularly denounced each other. Yeah, all this stuff is whatever. It's just symbolic posturing. Give me the good shit. Tehran has accused the Saudis of backing terrorist groups such as the Islamic State, which they have, and Saudi Arabia has blasted Iran's support for a network of militias across the Middle East. Interesting. That's interesting. The way that this article is written makes it seem like it's a both sides kind of situation, when, like, just guerrilla versus guerrilla warfare. Don't think too much into it. Anyway, the Saudi-Iranian rivalry has underpinned conflicts across the Middle East, including in Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen. It has played out perhaps most catastrophically in Yemen, where Saudi bombs aimed at reversing, American bombs that were Saudi bought, aimed at reversing gains by Iranian-backed rebels have killed large numbers of civilians. Those rebels have responded by firing increasingly sophisticated missiles and armed drones at Saudi cities and oil facilities, mostly oil facilities, let's be real. That's true. While the breakthrough announced on Friday took many observers by surprise, Saudi and Iranian intelligence chiefs have been meeting in Iraq in recent years to discuss regional security. A more formal diplomatic engagement may provide avenues for the two regional powers to make further progress on cooling regional flashpoints. It's wild that, like, this could be a breaking point potentially for the ongoing and active genocide in Yemen, which Americans not only have funneled weapons into and have supported the side doing the genocide actively, which the New York Times weirdly doesn't mention our involvement in this, as Saudi is our greatest ally in the fucking in the region, right? Other than Israel. And also is talking about this, like, peace brokering agreement, or the first step towards that kind of progress, as a relatively bad thing. That's insane. But hey, let me tell you something. This is how it works. This is how this shit works, baby. This is how this works. The New York Times is, of course, going to defend the military-industrial complex. You know what I mean? They'll criticize the aberrations every now and then when, the American government will go and while they're pulling out of fucking Afghanistan, blow up a NGO worker in Kabul and his entire family, melt it down, you know what I mean? And then lie about the process. Then the New York Times will do a little bit of a coverage on it. But ultimately, they're going to, when it comes to foreign policy, they're going to assume the role of the American State Department's mouthpiece. What's China's role? Well, let's take a look at what China's role is. Iran and Saudi Arabia announced the agreement after talks hosted by China. Beijing maintains its ties with both Middle Eastern countries, and the breakthrough highlights its growing political and economic clout in the region, which has long been shaped by the influence of the United States. Xi Jinping, China's leader, visited Riyadh, the Saudi capital, in December, a state visit that is celebrated by Saudi officials who often complain that their American allies are pulling away. China wants stability in the region since they get more than 40% of their energy from the Gulf, and tension between the two threatens their interests, Jonathan Fulton, a non-resident senior fellow for the Middle East programs at the Atlantic Council, said in Washington. Atlantic Council. Regional leaders have also noted their appreciation that China, which maintains a policy of non-interference in other countries' affairs, avoids criticizing their domestic politics, and does not have a history of sending its military to topple unfriendly dictators. This part isn't relevant. Unless you're talking about how, like, they don't fucking they don't set up civil society groups to constantly have like a way to possibly create mass chaos in the country the moment that a form of governance doesn't go your way. Like the moment that, like, I don't know, someone is like, maybe we should nationalize a key industry that Americans have an interest in or Westerners have an interest in. They go, oh, civil society groups go in there and fuck shit up. Yeah, that's what they mean if they're talking about domestic politics. And most importantly, this part is the very obvious, very clear difference between the way Chinese politics works, the way Chinese global politics works. The announcement also reflects China's desire to play a bigger diplomatic role on the world stage. Beijing has presented what it calls a global security initiative and last month introduced a peace plan for Ukraine. Both the security initiative and the Ukraine proposals have been panned in the West for lacking concrete ideas and ultimately promoting Chinese interests. Yeah, Chinese interests like what? Fucking ending the war? Like what the fuck stupid shit is this? The Middle East is a new security provider. I've never been more happy in my life. The U.S. leaving the region and hopefully never looks back. Have fun, China, lol. I'm sure China's going to manage the region so much better, lol. Dude, Faustini, as a neoliberal, as the resident neoliberal in the chat, I need you, I urge you to check how fucking grossly Islamophobic and orientalizing your fucking sentiment is here, because you make it seem like regional instability in the Middle East is not caused by material realities of war and nonstop fucking, bourgeois interests that are being funneled through the lens of sectarian violence and constant conflict that's going on. So much so that there's literal boots on the ground military warfare happening, and instead instability happening because a bunch of fucking Arabs don't know how to handle themselves. Okay? Straight up. Because you might not even internalize the kind of sentiment that you're expressing, but the ultimate reality is that is being backed by so much Islamophobic and anti-Arab propaganda. You said ending the war like the lithium ore part doesn't matter? No, of course, I suspect that this will still be, I suspect that, there's a lot of padding here. Remember, the way I started the story was, wow, it seems like the Associated Press is covering this positively because in many instances, we just kind of lie. Big countries come in and they broker peace agreements, but they're not real peace agreements, right? I said that. But I was shocked at how positively this is being covered by the Associated Press, which is no friend to China. Is not going to do any fucking propaganda for China. Let's be real. Which is why I am saying that I am, I'm thinking this plays a role in the validity of this deal. I also maintain the position that this is just a first step, and who knows where it will go. You act like China will be better. I think it's great. I wish them all the best is all I'm saying. No, don't be cowardly, okay? Don't be cowardly. You made it seem like the Middle East is unsustainable and unstable no matter what happens. And it's like some spiritual force that makes it so, it makes it such a mess, and not like, genuine warfare, like endless colonial exploitation, imperialist exploitation. And like, you use security provider as though it's like a real thing. Obviously, it's not. Anyway, okay, what could it mean? News of the deal, particularly Beijing's role in brokering it, alarm foreign policy hawks in Washington. Renewed Iran-Saudi ties as a result of Chinese mediation is a lose-lose-lose for American interests, said Mark Dubowitz, the chief executive of Foundation for Defensive Democracies. Yeah, a Washington-based think tank that supports tough policies towards Iran and China. Yeah, at the behest of defending democracies, of course. I love defending democracies like this. How about you defend American democracy, dipshit? Jesus Christ. He said it showed that Saudi Arabia lacks trust in Washington, that Iran could peel away U.S. ally. But look, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have any tough policy towards Saudi Arabia. Okay? Any smoke that you have for Iran and China could literally be redirected to Saudi Arabia tenfold. Okay? But he doesn't have that smoke for Saudi Arabia. He's like, oh, but that's our ally, but they lack trust in us. I wonder why. Seems like he doesn't care about defending democracy as a principle. And it's simply just a marketing technique. It's like saying that the American government has a Department of Defense and not a Department of Offense. Okay? Because the best defense is a really, really strong and really violent, aggressive offense, I guess. He said it showed that Saudi Arabia's lack of trust in Washington, that Iran could peel away U.S. allies to ease its isolation, and that China is becoming the major domo of Middle Eastern power politics. Once again, same with the One Belt, One Road initiative, same with like Chinese investment happening in Africa. There's a very real problem on the other side that these motherfuckers always fail to recognize. That very real problem is that like China can get away with doing, I guess, partially more favorable loans that aren't as crippling and aren't as like, over-encompassing and as rigid with the conditions that they offer, because America has done the exact opposite. They've been really fucking aggressive, when they're not enslaving entire nations. You are obviously ignorant of what it means to be a Muslim and what it means to be a Shia. The Sunnis, Muslims, don't recognize the Shia as Muslims and hate the Shia for always talking badly about the Prophet's wife and companions, of course, for political reasons. If you want to talk about countries and political stuff, feel free, but don't make up shit about my religion and thousands of people who spout it. What the fuck? Bitch, I'm Sunni. What do you mean? Technically. Motherfucker called me a cracker. You're not, though. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure you are. Yeah. Also simultaneously said Shia are not Muslims. And hate the Shia for always talking badly about the Prophet's, peace be upon him, wife and companions. Anyway. Okay. Trita Parsi, an executive vice president of the Quincy Institute, a Washington group that supports U.S. Yeah, the Quincy Institute's not bad. I'm surprised that they went to the Quincy Institute. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Jeffrey Sachs also work with the Quincy Institute and is like routinely on, their people are routinely on Democracy Now! Wow. While many in Washington will view China's emerging role as a mediator in the Middle East as a threat, the reality is that more stable Middle East where Iranians and Saudis aren't at each other's throats also benefits the United States. The White House rejected the idea that China was filling a void left by the United States in the Middle East. We support any effort there to de-escalate tensions in the region, said John Kirby, a spokesman for the NSC. He questioned Iran's commitment to a true rapprochement with a longtime adversary. However, it really does remain to be seen whether Iranians are going to honor their side of the deal. This is not a regime that typically honors its word, so we hope that they do. Yeah, unlike us, a country that literally did not honor its word to Iran. How insane. What an incredible thing to say. Iran literally followed the denuclearization agreement protocols to a T after Donald Trump said, fuck it, YOLO, we're adding more sanctions to the denuclearization agreement. Even if Iran is following it, I don't give a fuck. That is a psychotic thing to say. You have to literally be just on the opposite side of the truth. Like you have to, your understanding of the world has to be the exact opposite of what the reality is. If you are America and saying, you know, that Iran doesn't follow through on their deals. What could it mean for Israel? Oh boy. The news prompted surprise and anxiety in Israel, which has no formal ties with Iran or Saudi Arabia, even though they have like some, they have good relations with Saudi Arabia, let's be real. But while Israeli leaders see Iran as an enemy and an existential threat, they consider Saudi Arabia a potential partner. Yes, they do. Nationalists operate this way. Perfect example of why American power is bad. Nationalism is bad, folks, even if it's from your country. Yeah. And they had hoped that shared fears of Tehran might help Israel forge ties with Riyadh. Still, Israeli analysts of the Iranian and Gulf affairs said that the deal was not entirely disastrous for Israeli interests. Although it undermines Israeli hopes of forming regional alliance against Iran, it could, perhaps counterintuitively, still allow for greater cooperation between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Despite normalizing ties, Saudi Arabia may continue to view Iran as an adversary and could still consider a closer partnership with Israel, particularly on military and cybersecurity issues, as another way of blunting the threat. Among some Israeli politicians, the announcement provoked introspection about their country's internal divisions. Some said the reestablishment of Saudi-Iranian ties highlighted how domestic turmoil risks distracting the government from more urgent concerns such as Iran. Yeah, they're like, come on, man, we're doing too much like anti-LGBT laws domestically. We're fucking murdering the Palestinians a little too much. We forgot. We dropped the ball. Eyes on the prize, folks. Iran is right there. The nuclear deal was signed when reformists existed. They no longer exist in Iranian politics. No, you're so right, dude. It's actually the reformists' it's actually the Iranian side's fault. You're so right. No, definitely. Yeah. Saudi Arabia and Iran are global leaders of the two largest sects of Islam, with Saudi Arabia considering itself the guardian of Sunnis. Okay, well, excuse me. This is Turkey erasure. We have Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who literally thinks he is the caliphate himself. How dare you? That's kind of fucked up. None of this like Wahhabish shit, you know what I mean? As a Turk, I take offense to that. I mean, our Sultan himself has done so much. Actually, not only that, but literally, if you look at global Islam, if you look at Muslims globally, they literally consider Erdogan to be like the main champion of Islam globally than they fucking do Saudi Arabia. What the fuck? Nobody likes the kingdom. Not its people, but like certainly nobody likes nobody likes Mohammed bin Salman. What the fuck? What the fuck are you saying? Yeah, most Muslims globally have a very positive view of Recep Tayyip Erdogan, unfortunately, and have a not so positive opinion on MBS. I mean, the Wahhabis love him. Yeah, of course they are the only ones, but that does not make up the entirety of global Islam. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, I don't know if Muslims support Erdogan. Yes, dude. Are you kidding me? Yes. Yes. Absolutely, Muslims support Erdogan globally. You guys are fucking bananas if you think that that's not the case. Paint with broad brushes is the only way to comment on a Twitch stream law. I mean, true. People forget that, like, Indonesia exists. You know what I mean? Like, people forget that, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, there's a much larger global Islamic world But yeah. Anyway, leaders in Tehran routinely criticize Saudi Arabia's close ties with the United States, accusing the kingdom. I'm surprised that they haven't mentioned the Uyghurs once, by the way, this entire article. Damn, they fucking... That there is no better representation that, like... There is no better demonstration that the Uyghur cultural genocide is complete. Like, it's done. Like, they closed off the fucking re-education camps, and then it's memory hold by the West even. Straight up. I told you this. Once the Associated Press article came out talking about, like, the new Xinjiang, it was done. It was over. That's where it ended. You'll have, like, NatSec liberals in here that fucking constantly bring it up, constantly repeat it. But, like, I'm not saying that, like, the Hanification has been completed or anything like that. But it's very obvious to me that, like, you know, nation states always look to other nation states. And once you can't weaponize it against them, you know, you just move on. What AP article is that? I would like to share it with my libbed up people in my orbit. You can look it up. They did. Okay. Erdogan is most popular in MENA. Survey. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, most popular leader among Arabs. Yeah, 100%. This is, by the way, this triggers Turks when you bring this up because they hate this shit. They hate Erdogan for good reason. This is part of it because, like, all the fundamentalist bullshit that he does and all the way that he, like, presents himself as, like, the neo caliphate. That stuff is very, like, people get very mad at that shit. I mean, it's also, you know, we also have one of those guys in here. I understand praising China for its diplomacy and being happy about this positive development for everyone in the region, but making an emo for Xi Jinping as he's carrying out a genocide of Uyghur Muslims, base social democrat. You are currently to the right of the New York Times on this issue at this very moment. Think about that. Like, I mean, did they even mention? They had to have mentioned it one time, right? Oh my God. Even the fucking New York Times didn't bring this up. Holy shit. That's crazy. Anyway, obstacles. Leaders in Tehran routinely criticize Saudi Arabia's close ties with the United States, accusing the kingdom of doing the West's bidding in the Middle East, which is true. This is true. Might not like the leaders in Tehran, but this is facts. And Iran, in an effort to enhance its own security and project influence, is heavily invested in building a network into armed militias across the region. Saudi Arabia considers that network a threat not only to its own security, but also the broader regional order. I wonder why. Broader regional order defended by, Western interests, of course. Other areas of stark disagreement include the role of Shiite militias in Iraq and Lebanon, which Iran supports to enhance its regional influence, and Saudi Arabia says weakens those countries. Really interesting that they talk about the Shiite militias in Iraq and Lebanon. Part of what those Shiite militias were doing, at least in Iraq, was quite literally fight against ISIS. Iran has always been a global leader in fighting against Wahhabist fundamentalist terror cells that were created by the United States of America. It's insane that you would consider that to be bad, but of course, I digress. Like, they literally helped America defeat Al-Qaeda. That's crazy. Iran itself is fundamentalist? Of course, dude. Of course. Of course it is. No, they're not. I'm not like a fucking defender of the Iranian government, okay? Shut the fuck up. That ultimately is still irrelevant. It's like talking about how fucking Saudi Arabia is fundamentalist. Like, everyone in here is fundamentalist. Israel is fundamentalist. You know what I mean? Like, every party involved in this article is literally fundamentalist, okay? They're religious extremists by every fucking understanding of the word, okay? Every single one. Part of the reason why it's like that is because of colonial exploitation. Came here to say my company is one of the orgs affected by SVB, had 40 million in savings, just go poof as of now. Holy shit. Anyway, what could be the behind the Saudi move? For decades, Saudi Arabia's foreign policy was relatively predictable, but Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman upended those expectations when he began rising to power in 2015, intervening in the Yemen civil war, cutting ties with neighboring Qatar, and in effect kidnapping Lebanon's prime minister and pushing him to resign. He has recently demonstrated a more pragmatic approach, mending the rift with Qatar, easing tensions with Turkey, and pursuing peace talks in Yemen. The prince's move towards regional reconciliation is partly driven by the challenges he faces at home as he tries to overhaul nearly every aspect of life in Saudi Arabia. His Vision 2030 plan calls for diversifying the oil-dependent economy by attracting tourism and foreign investment, drawing millions of expatriates to the kingdom and turning it into a global hub for business and culture. Calming regional tensions is central to that vision, but it is also driven by his desire to turn Saudi Arabia into a global power and make it less dependent on the United States. That doesn't mean replacing the United States, which still supplies the vast majority of Saudi Arabia's weapons and defensive systems, at least not anytime soon. But the prince has been looking for ways to build deeper ties with other global powers, such as China, India, and Russia. They're like, yeah, we want to do NEOM, dog. That shit needs batteries. I mean, this is great. This is great news. This is wonderful news. Very exciting. I'm going to go pee real quick, but here, here's some interesting news from the United States of America.
The strongest signal yet that former President Donald Trump could soon be charged with a crime. Trump lashed out again last night at prosecutors in New York who are investigating an alleged hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels and whether it was classified as a legal expense during his 2016 presidential campaign. Ed O'Keefe is in Washington. Ed, good morning.
Vlad, good to see you. Happy Friday. The Manhattan District Attorney may be closing in on Donald Trump, marking what could be the first time a former American president is charged with a crime. As first reported by the New York Times, Trump has been given the option to testify as soon as next week before the grand jury. It's investigating business records involving a $130,000 payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels days before the 2016 election. Daniels has claimed she had an affair with Trump, something he denies. The offer to testify likely means criminal charges could be on the way because New York state law requires potential defendants be given that option. But Trump is likely to decline the offer. Since January, several people close to the former president have met with Manhattan prosecutors, including his former senior counselor, Kellyanne Conway, former communications director Hope Hicks, and his former attorney, Michael Cohen, who's at the center of the alleged payments to Daniels. This may not be the only legal challenge that he faces. A Georgia grand jury, remember, recently recommended several indictments, according to the foreperson, as prosecutors consider charges in the possible interference in the 2020 election. The Justice Department's also got ongoing federal investigations, but Trump has said all three investigations are politically motivated, and he denies wrongdoing, telling reporters just last week that even if he's indicted, he plans to continue his run for president. Tony?
Yeah, and then it'll be up to the voters, as it ever was. Ed, thank you very much.
Now to the growing safety concerns over America's railways. For the fourth time in just over a month, a Norfolk Southern train has derailed. Some 30 cars went off the tracks, this one in Calhoun County, Alabama, yesterday. Now, officials say there was no risk to the public. This latest incident came just hours before the company's CEO, his name is Alan Shaw, was grilled by a Senate committee about the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio last month. Roxana Saberi has more on that part of the story.
I want to begin today by expressing how deeply sorry I am.
Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw struck an apologetic tone Thursday morning.
Will you commit to paying for long-term medical testing for people in the impacted communities?
I'm committed to doing what's right.
But when pressed on exactly what that would look like, he did not offer specifics.
Will you commit to ensuring that these families, these innocent families, do not lose their life savings in their homes and small businesses? The right thing to do is to say, yes, we will.
Senator, I'm committed to doing what's right for the community.
This week, the NTSB began investigating the rail operator's culture of safety.
We are committed to the legislative intent to make rail safer. Norfolk Southern runs a safe railroad.
Another
Norfolk
area where
Southern
China
earnings
laps
report
us,
from
by
last
the way.
quarter shows the company's accident rate has risen each of the last 4 years. And CBS News has obtained a union complaint.
No, they don't, Lamau. Wait, what do you mean? No, I'm talking about dealing with executives. Don't make me play it again. If you think the Chinese government doesn't fucking routinely fucking throw the whole kitchen sink at corporate executives that refuse to abide by certain standards that they've put together, you have not been paying attention.
Complaint filed against Norfolk Southern last year, alleging unsafe practices throughout Ohio.
I think with transparency, you have trust, and unfortunately, we really haven't had that up until this point.
Jessica Connard and Misty Allison traveled all the way from East Palestine to Washington, D.C. to attend the hearing.
What did you think of the apology by Alan Shaw?
It's great to have an apology, but an apology has to have action behind it.
They, like so many others in that town, fear for their family's health.
It's really impacted my 7-year-old, and even he said, "Mommy, am I going to die from being here?" And that just absolutely broke my heart.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Roxana Saberi.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Here. And I want to make.
Here is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen getting fucked by a labor union leader.
Very clear. I'm not against unions. I'm not at all.
Cap.
Some of my very good friends work for unions. They work hard. And they do.
He's like, I'm not against unions. Some of my best friends are union workers. That's awesome. That's awesome. How could I be, bro? How could I be against unions? You know, some of my best friends are unions.
Good job. And so my statements, please don't.
He said, "How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay."
An assumption that I'm anti-union, but I also want to set the record straight. All three of you guys have talked about employers being intimidating their employees. But you guys haven't ever spoke about when the unions try to unionize the intimidation.
Bro, he's like, oh yeah, I'm so pro-union, immediately starts disseminating anti-union propaganda. Literally fucking, like he didn't even wait. It's like saying like, oh, I'm not racist, I have a black friend, and then immediately like bringing up the most cartoonish depiction of like anti-black stereotypes. Like he, in the same breath, he said it.
But you guys haven't ever spoke about
intimidate
when the
employees.
unionize the intimidation they have to other people that aren't wanting to unionize. You guys don't mention that because see, I started with nothing, absolutely nothing. In fact, I started below nothing, and I started growing this little plumbing
Wish you
company
stayed that
with
way.
6 employees to now we have over 300 employees. And back in 2009. You guys try to unionize me. My guys.
Bro, he's saying it like it's like they were weaponizing it. You guys try to unionize me. He inherited his daddy's business. Oh, yeah.
For making money. They're getting paid more than the union halls were paying their plumbers. Our benefits were better. But because we started bidding jobs that were union jobs and winning those, union pipe fitters decided they were going to come after us. They would show up at my house. They'd be leaning up against my trucks. I'm not afraid of a physical confrontation. In fact, sometimes I look forward to it.
Oh, shut up, bitch. Oh, my God. I looked up Mark Wayne Mullen, and he's 5'8". He's a MMA fighter. There's like a Sure Dog. There is a literal Sure Dog. Dude. There's a fucking Sherdog fight card for him. Mullen announced his Mullen announced his candidacy to U.S. Senate. Okay, here, let's keep going.
That's not my problem. But when you're doing that to my employees, and then when that didn't work, they started picketing our job site, saying, shame on Mullen. Shame on Mullen. For what? For what? Because we were paying higher wages? Because we had better benefits?
No, because you like refuse to let your workers unionize. I mean, that much is like very clear. Like, who was picketing? Like, the funniest part about this is like, I don't even know if the story is real, but he's making it seem like outsiders came. Okay? He's making it seem like outsiders came and like made a fake protest. That's your employees, you fucking asshole. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. He took the business at age 20, by the way. Yeah, there you go. He attended Missouri Valley College in 1996, but did not graduate. In 2010, he received an associate degree in construction tech from Oklahoma State University of Technology. Mullen took over his father's business. That's interesting. He said, but it seems like he started from less than nothing. For the record, Sean Mullen saw his reported assets balloon from a range of $7.3 million to $29.9 million at the end of 2020 to a range of $31 million to $75 million, says Sean O'Brien. Huh. Interesting. Every part of this has been a lie so far.
We wasn't requiring them to pay your guys' exorbitant salaries. You talk about
You said people were showing up to his house, though. I don't think he was talking about his own employees. Probably fake, though. Yeah, most likely.
CEOs that are making all this money. And what do you make, Mr. O'Brien?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, I know what you make, because in 2019...
Oh, dude, this is my favorite. Oh, here's Markway Mullen, Mr. Confrontation himself, by the way, on January 6th. My favorite thing is when, like, dude, the number one thing that Capitol owners love doing is turning around and saying, like, calling union leadership, which is democratically elected, by the way, union bosses. Like, they know it is, like, inherently bad to be a boss, right? And they will weaponize that term against them. It's like, bro, you are literally a boss. He goes, oh, no, you're a union boss. How much money do you make? All of that shit is still democratically designed, for the record. And the motherfucker with a 75 million net worth turning around and being like, how much do you make? Huh?
Your salary was, what is this? $193,000? I'm sure you...
Damn. That's like 20 grand more than the congressional salary. Wow. That's crazy. So you mean to tell me that the union salary is that good? Seems like the union salary is only 10K or 20K more than the congressional salary. Well, you have fucking $75 million in net worth. The fuck are you talking about?
You got some pay raises since then?
Yeah, when I was
And the average UPS driver, the feeder driver, makes $35,000 a year?
Dog. Wait. First of all, that's the fault of UPS. What do you mean? I'm losing it. He literally is like, yeah. First of all, the entirety of the UPS is not unionized. But he's about to get fucking owned here, I assume, because the unionized salary, the unionized UPS drivers 100% have a higher salary, okay? And it doesn't even fucking matter because you literally just said, like, the people who control the salaries at UPS are UPS. Okay? It's the bosses over at UPS. You fucking piece of shit.
That's
And what do you bring to
That's
the table?
inaccurate.
Hold on a second.
That's inaccurate. State
No, I've
facts.
got it right here.
State facts. That's
The
inaccurate.
average
Kick his ass!
UPS feeder driver makes $35,000. If you don't know your facts, then maybe you should.
Oh, I know him because I negotiate the
So
contract.
I say one thing to you.
Yeah,
What do
it's insane. He's like talking to the guy who literally is raising the fucking salary and benefits package directly with UPS.
you bring for that salary?
What do I bring?
Yeah, what job have you committed or have you started? What job have you created? One job other than sucking the
Feeder driver is a warehouse position. Driving the feeder lines is not a truck driver.
paycheck out of somebody else that you want to say that you're trying to provide because you're forcing them to pay dues? And
No,
then-
we don't force
Hold
anybody
on.
to pay dues. You're out of line. man.
Actually, I haven't, and don't tell me I'm out
You
of line.
are out of line.
Don't tell me I'm out of line.
Well, you frame.
Don't tell me.
You
I'm
frame.
making a
You
statement.
frame. You
Sir,
frame the statement
you need
like
to
a
shut
tough
your
guy.
mouth
Yeah.
because you don't know
You're
what
gonna tell me to
talking
shut my
about.
mouth?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Hold it. Yeah. Hold it.
Yes, I
Tough
did.
guy. I'm not a.
By the way, ostensibly, what O'Brien's job here is like obviously very different because it's democratically elected. Remember, this is a democratically elected position. I believe he recently actually got into this position as well. Like Teamsters used to have some issues. Like he is like the reformer within the Teamsters. His election was only last year, and I want to point something here. I want to point something out here. If you want to make a capitalism comparison, the fucking CEO of the union is literally making like 80 grand more than the fucking salaried unionized driver. If that was the case with capitalist corporations, okay? If that was the case with capitalist corporations, that would like eliminate 90% of the fucking issues with wealth inequality, okay? Like, what are you saying? The average salary is, he doesn't even make double the average salary as the CEO, if you want to think about it like a capitalist corporation, even though he's this democratically organized, democratically designed, completely not like a capitalist corporation at all. But that's crazy that he turned around and said, you make 190 grand a year. How fucked up is that? Meanwhile, his fucking drivers whose contracts he's negotiating are literally making like about 80 grand less than that on average. That is insane. It's like being fucking a defender of Jeff Bezos that turning around and coming here and being like, oh, at the top of the hour, you're serving 3 minutes of ads? That's really fucked up. How capitalist of you. How capitalist of you to run a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos is running all the fucking ads. You know what I mean? Technically. Now, of course, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. That was probably one of my best segues, let's be real. You can also get gifted a sub. Big Boy Gamer Man, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. God's Third Leg, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. Mullen is a tribal Native American too. Oh, I did not know that. Dude, take your shoes off. It's wet. Sorry. Gozer Disruptor, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Flaky Gaming, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Tamana, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Oh my God. Will is here. First, right on the fucking dot. This motherfucker showed up at 2. Exactamundo at 2 p.m. How crazy. Anyway, let's watch the
Senator,
physical.
Senator,
You don't have
hold
to be,
it.
but don't sit there and tell me I'm out of line.
Senator, you made a statement. You asked the question.
I didn't ask a question.
You did it.
I answered the question.
You asked the question about how
Well,
much
it was
money.
rhetorical.
Let him answer.
It was a rhetorical
Well,
question,
you
sir.
may think it's rhetorical.
It was
Sounded to me
rhetorical.
like a question. Let him answer the question.
I'm not yielding my time to him. So if you're going to let me keep my time, that's fine.
You'll have your time. Let him. You ask
your
a question. He has
So-
a right to answer that.
As far as my salary goes, my salary, if you follow me around, I actually look at this building. I bet you I work more hours than you do. Twice as many hours.
That's impossible. But
No, that's true.
Sir, you don't even know what hard work is.
Woo, a record almost.
Secondly, I'll do it in a minute. Secondly, UPS feeder drivers, and you can quote Carol Tomei, who quoted this. They make $93,000 on the lower end. Some of them making $150,000.
I said feeder drivers.
Feeder drivers, tractor trailer drivers. Some of them making $150,000 per year.
Some of them do.
And
I don't
most of them
disagree with that.
Most of them
After
make
you've been
over.
there
Most
four-
of them.
after you've been there 4 years.
Most of them make over $1,000.
Okay.
Most of them make over $100,000.
So reclaiming my.
That's crazy. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. This motherfucker, as the union leader, is making that much, that close. No. Bring it closer because we got like Austin coming too. No. I'm saying like, uncork it on the bottom and pull it for. Okay. Well, Austin's gonna be here too, so that's why I was like trying to.
Austin doesn't need a mic.
Oh, you don't think so? He's pretty. He's just a pretty
said,
face.
He said what he needs.
He's just a pretty face. We're watching Mark Wayne Mullen, Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, get fucking ass blasted
Where
by.
are my gifts from Japan?
What?
Where are my gifts from Japan?
Oh God. Okay. Well, this is awkward.
Because you have so many that they're in a different room.
Exactly. No, literally, that's precisely
right
the case.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell everybody why I ended up not being able to go to Japan?
What? Because of your passport?
Yeah. Do you hear who found it?
Oh, I did actually. Oh my God, I forgot about this. Jesus fucking dude, you are like. I'm gonna go ahead and blame the magician on that. I think it's his
We're
fault.
blaming the magician.
That's right. Not that you like literally. I mean, I don't know why you would have ever checked.
Yeah.
Yes, guys. Will Neff thought he. Oh fuck! What am I doing? Let's finish this video. Let me finish this video real quick, and then we'll talk about it. Hold on. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah. Let me, because I'm gonna. This is a YouTube video. Shit. I'm getting derailed harder than a fucking Ohio train.
Yeah.
I go back to the whole fact that, sir, you haven't.
Oh yeah. Shut the fuck up. Go back to the whole fact now. Oh, what's up?
150,000 you do. Twice as many hours.
That's impossible. But
no, that's true.
Sir, you don't even know what hard work is. You want to follow my schedule?
Secondly, I'll do it in a minute. Secondly, UPS feeder drivers, and you can quote Carol Tomei, who quoted this. They make $93,000 on the lower end. Some of them making $150,000.
I said feeder drivers.
Feeder drivers, tractor trailer drivers. Some of them making $150,000 per year.
Why would you go up against the guy who writes the fucking contracts? That's so stupid. Like the sense of entitlement that this fucking dumbass Oklahoma senator has here. Like he literally is like talking to the guy who negotiates the fucking contracts and lying to him. Like, this is not the New York Times, not the media. You can lie to most other people, but like not the guy, the main fucking guy.
Some of them do. I don't disagree with that.
Most of them make over.
After you've been there 4 years.
Most of them make over $1,000.
Okay.
Most of them make over $100,000.
So reclaiming my time, I go back to the whole fact that, sir, you haven't created a job.
We haven't?
You haven't been there. You haven't.
Sure we have.
You haven't.
Sure we have.
Tell me one job that you created.
What are you talking about? Be specific.
You're an employer?
No, we're not an
employ
employer.
People?
No, but it's funny.
So, no, then hold on.
We create up.
Yeah, he's like, CEOs are the real job creators. We're doing much nicer things to the workers than the guy whose entire job is to make sure workers get a higher percentage of the fucking profits, dude. I'm losing it.
Creating jobs.
We create.
His job literally is a job creator position, by the way, unironically, because oftentimes unions advocate for more workers to be hired. One great example that I can actually use in this circumstance in particular is the railway unions that were quite literally pushing for more workers to be hired instead of downsizing it, because the job creators in this situation, the employers, were trying to fucking eliminate redundancy. It's bullshit.
That's bullshit, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Create opportunity because we
Sir,
hold hold greedy CEOs like yourself.
I'm almost done. I'm almost
You're
done.
calling me a greedy CEO.
Oh yeah, you are.
You are a greedy CEO, you fucking asshole. This guy was like, I was dirt poor. I grew up dirt poor. You don't understand. Like, I was worse than the worst off situation.
You did what?
And he inherited his father's plumbing business.
Salary. I'll attack you up. What did you make? What did you make when you owned your company?
When I made my company, I kept my salary down at about $50,000 a year because I invested every penny into it.
Okay. All right. You mean you hid money?
No, I didn't hide. Oh, hold on a second.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want him to miss anything. That I felt, I don't know what's happening, but that moment felt juicy. And it backs you. Yeah, this dude says something about hiding money. I don't know what he meant, but it sounded.
Some of them do. I don't disagree with that.
Most of them make over.
After you've been there 4 years.
Most of them make over 1,000. Okay. Most of them make over $100,000.
So
yeah, we saw this already.
You haven't.
Sure, we have.
Tell me one job that you created.
What are you talking about? Be specific.
You're an employer?
No, we're not an
employ
employer.
People?
Employer?
No, you know, it's funny.
So, no, then hold on.
We
Then
create
that's not creating
opportunity.
jobs.
We create opportunity because we
Sir,
hold greedy CEOs
that's
like yourself
not-
accountable.
You're calling me a greedy CEO.
Oh yeah, you are.
Here's the
you
moment.
want to attack my salary? I'll attack yours. What
go
did you
ahead.
make? What did you make when you owned your company?
When I made my company, I kept my salary down at about $50,000 a year because
That was a lie, by the way.
He gets into it.
He
I
lied about
invested
that.
every penny into it.
Okay, all right. You mean you hid money?
No, I didn't hide. Oh, hold on a second.
Okay, go ahead.
He said that's out of line.
Who are you looking at?
We're even.
We're not even. We're not even close to being even. You think it's smart? You think you're funny?
No,
you're not.
You think you're funny?
No, I never said. Did I smile?
You frame your opening
Hold
statement.
on. Let's.
You frame your opening statement saying you're a tough
Senator,
guy.
continue. Senator, please.
By the way, he was 100% right, and Mark Wayne Mullen was lying. He claimed that he got. Well, this is him, by the way, Mr. Tough Guy here.
Wait, did he attack him later?
No, that's in January 6th.
Oh.
For the record, Senator Mullen saw his reported assets balloon from a range of $7.3 million to $75 million since he's become a senator.
Did he become a Twitch streamer?
Yeah, he's making Twitch streamer money.
This is
Continue your
behavior,
statements.
but sir, this is. I think it's great that you're doing this because this shows their behavior on how they try to come in and demonize a shop.
No, it's
and
just,
they say about intimidation, and it's not about intimidation. It's
they
not the
show your
employees
behavior
for.
here. Stay on the issue, please.
The issue is if you're really for the employee, then why are you against right to work? Why are you against private ballots?
Did you hear with someone?
If you're really about the employee, let the employee make the choice. I'm not anti-union, but when you don't want to have a private ballot, that's not intimidating? That's not intimidating? Why
Dude, that's what the fuck do you mean? That's like only favors the capital owner.
wouldn't you want a private ballot? That is intimidating the employee. If you don't want a right to work state, don't force somebody to pay dues to an organization they may not agree with. Don't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. That's called employee choice. If you want to be part of a union, God bless you, be part of a union.
Yeah, no, he's literally the choice argument. What's up? Take your shoes off, bro. It's wet. Oh shit.
What's
Lord
up,
Kirk.
baby?
Yeah, these guys always frame their arguments on the boundaries of like choice and freedom. Meanwhile, it's quite literally the opposite. It is quite literally the exact opposite of what the fuck they're doing. Can you explain the private ballot thing? I don't really get it because being in a union is so out of the realm of reality for me and so many others. Yes, what they're
That's right. And Chatter, you're lucky because private ballot experts Lord Kirk and Austin Show are here. We're going to give you an exhaustive 50 minutes on unions, law, and ballots starting now.
I'm almost done. I promise. I'm almost done. Okay? Like literally.
See, the funny thing is the ballots are like Twinks, right?
Well, you see, ballots and Twinks have a lot in common.
That's right.
Right? Both are... I don't even know what we're talking about.
You put them in a slot?
That's right.
When you're done with them?
That's right. And then you mail them off and... And you can even file absentee ballots, depending on where you're from.
Absentee Twinks?
Yeah, absentee Twinks.
Go take your
All right,
time.
okay, we'll be back. We'll be back when you're ready for us. Okay.
Yep.
It's all good.
You're welcome.
It's just all right. Let's finish
no
it.
issue with that. But don't sit up here and say that an employee is the one that intimidates their employers are intimidating their employees not becoming a union.
Okay, Senator,
That's not
thank
accurate.
you. Thank you very much, Senator Murray.
Okay.
Breaking over.
All right, we're done. We're not going to cover this stuff.
But you got to explain the ballots. Someone did ask. I feel bad for that, Chatter.
Okay. Every single thing that he mentioned, including private ballots, is just like anti-unionization shit. Like they want to be able to muddy the waters as best as possible. They don't want to do card check. They don't want to fucking offer. They don't want to offer potentially unionizing workers to workplaces that want to unionize the opportunity to be able to do that. It's just they don't want workers to come in and just like easily say, all right, yes or no. They want to know the votes to intimidate people into not voting. Yeah. I think that's what he was talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, actually. He might have been. Union dues are so minimal that I've never even noticed the months they come out because I'm making so much more in wages that I was in pre-union. The NTSB already declared some of these companies to be illegally pressuring workers. For this dumb fuck senator to turn around and ignore all that is pretty ridiculous. Let's talk about Will's passport story. To get into the drift stream... Yeah, we're not going to watch that right now. Okay.
Listen, I'll give my version of the events. Hassan didn't want me to go to Japan, and so he hid my passport in Saikuno's room.
Okay, here's what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Will didn't want to go to Japan because he gets travel anxiety like a motherfucker.
That is true.
And was like, oh man, I don't know, my passport is stolen. Meanwhile, he
and
secretly
so you protected me by hiding my passport in Saikuno's room.
And he secretly hid his passport in Saikuno's room. No, when we were all at the roomie's house for Ray's birthday.
Yep.
There was a magician.
Yep.
This is the real story, okay? This is the second shooter in the grassy knoll theory, okay? Yep. This is the second shooter theory for the JFK assassination. Let me explain to you something. We all were terrified. We had our wallets in our pockets when there was a magician at Ray's birthday, and he was a menace. He was going through everybody's pockets, left and right, doing a lot of misdirection, doing a lot of magic, okay? He even took my wallet, put some stuff in my wallet that I hadn't put there. It was magic. Nobody knows how he did it.
Yep.
Okay? In that process, it seems as he was flipping stuff around, he took Will's passport out of his pocket and hid it in Saikuno's room.
The realest of stories is that I brought a backpack with my passport over to their house one day and I left the backpack there like an idiot.
Yeah. That's after 3 months.
But no one saw the backpack.
Yeah, after 3 months, finally, as the roomies moved out of the house, they were like, what's this random bag doing here, I guess.
Yep.
And then they looked through it and found Will's passport in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. You didn't get me anything in Japan.
That's not true. I have something that is
food?
Well, no. I have something that is Japanese for you, but I may or may not have gotten it in Japan, but it is Japanese.
I'm not following.
It's Japanese fashion that doesn't fit me, that fits you.
A hand-me-down.
Well, not necessarily because...
You brought me home an otter.
I wish.
What if we had, there's Alveus. What if we had the Will Neff and Hassan Otter Sanctuary?
That seems fucking awesome.
Yes.
I'm down. Okay. You got him an invite to go back in June? Yeah, I did. That's what I did.
Okay, cool.
That's your... And also in September.
We're shopping for Drip today.
We are. So tomorrow is the Streamer Awards.
Yes.
And I have a backup outfit that I haven't worn yet. Also Japanese fashion, by the way. Because I'm on my Japanese shit. Yeah, we're setting up. Is Kurt coming with us? Okay. Is that okay? Yeah, we're having
I like how you're here with him, and you're like, "Is that okay?"
Well,
no, he's got
I
to
didn't
stay.
realize you were bringing him. Okay, the reason. No,
We have a little kennel cage for
there's
him.
no issue. The reason why I asked is.
He doesn't need to be on. He's with me.
Okay, why are you yelling?
What?
What? It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna have like.
I can put him back in his kennel.
He's saying he's gonna put Kirk back in his kennel.
He's not gonna get in the way. He's just gonna. He'll be there.
Okay, we are going to hold on. We're gonna go. We're gonna set. I'm gonna set it up right now. We are waiting for our queen, Amurant, to get here. Okay, and when she gets here, we're going to leave. Hopefully, I mean, we're gonna need 2 different cars to get there. Oh, okay. We're gonna need 2 different vehicles to go to the places that we're going to. I have set up some stores that we can go to and stream at. Did you steal my comb knife, by the way?
No.
For the video, you didn't steal. You got your own?
I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh wait, did I do that? I didn't steal it, but I definitely touched it for sure.
Wait, where'd you film the comb knife? You have a comb knife in the Misfits video.
North Carolina.
Oh, you didn't
watch the video?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
You are so bad at acting.
Are you kidding me?
You are like Sean Cody has better acting.
I'm a great actor. Okay.
It reminded me of like Will and I's like early work.
Guys, you've seen my acting.
But Will's always been good though.
Well,
I'm a little shiny. I think it's because wet out.
Well, anyway,
Listen, I think Austin.
Hey, March is here.
So, look, I don't think I'm a terrible actor.
I think you're getting better every time I see you.
Look, I thought it wasn't bad. What are you supposed to do? I mean,
it was
a
good.
tough situation.
It was good.
3 lines.
It was good.
Okay.
Hassan doesn't like anything that I'm in.
That's not true. Okay, so wait, hold on. Let me just gather my thoughts real quick. There's just so much going on.
Just watch it today.
I watched it a few days ago.
I watched it yesterday. Here's what I'm gonna say.
I thought you looked handsome.
You did look very handsome.
Well, that's all that
You've been looking twinkier than ever before.
I know. Hassan
recently
tried to block me from posting a very homosexual photo that it ended up getting leaked. Public.
I did try.
Awesome. You put it on your fucking Twitter. It wasn't leaked.
No,
you can't post something on your own fucking Twitter and go, "Oh, it was leaked to the public inexplicably."
I posted it on my Instagram story. And you know what? This is how I'm trying to figure out who's my gay following and who's not, because all the straight people are like, "What the fuck are you doing with your tongue?" And then all the gay people are like, "Yes." You know what I mean? So I'm starting to figure out who's who, right?
Yeah.
In my demographic.
Who's who?
Right?
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chair.
So, okay, so here's what I was gonna say. Tomorrow we have the Streamer Awards, which is being hosted by Cutie Cinderella and 100 Thieves Valkyrie. Okay, I will be doing the red carpet alongside Ludwig as well. And for that purpose, both for the red carpet and also for the Streamer Awards, we need drip. We need red carpet photos that we're going to take together, obviously, just like we did last time the Streamer Awards happened. And we don't have good enough drip. I have backup drip, but obviously that's not enough.
I have some pretty good drip.
You have some good drip, too.
I have a full outfit from Doublet that I got just for this situation, and I rented like $5,000 worth of Chrome Hearts jewelry, too.
I have a tuxedo.
Okay, everybody has drip except for fucking me, I guess.
But I'm here to help you out.
Okay. Yeah. St. Marco, James Marco.
Oh, James Marco, St. Marco. Listen, I have to look. I like to dress well.
Yeah, I know. I also do, but I don't always.
I think
dress
we have
well.
2 missions today.
What are the 2 missions?
Mission A. Okay, now now that's a look.
Bro, this is like COVID Haas. I was so tubby. Look at this face.
Bro, when were your hands that skinny?
Oh. Yeah, okay. No, I'm only looking at the top of the photo where it is me.
Your hands look great.
That was 2020 Haas.
Yeah.
No, okay, so here are our 2 missions.
What are the 2 missions?
I want to get you kind of like a Pedro Pascal rugged, handsome look today. I think that's what we're looking for.
I love that.
And for Austin Show, he's not going to like this. We're gaying you up.
Oh, my God.
Because I saw your tux. It's Ellen DeGeneres.
I know.
It's not Harry Styles.
I know.
I want sequins. I want
love that you
exposed
pointed
chest.
to a gay person.
Yeah.
And said we need a gay.
And then no. The Ellen DeGeneres is the queer person here. Harry Styles is the straight person here. Will Neff utilizing.
Chat knows what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean too. It was perfect. No, the way you.
Thank you.
The Ellen DeGeneres to Harry Styles dynamic also is very much present in our relationship with Austin as well, where we are the straight ones and yet we are significantly gayer in our fits than you.
Look, I'm working on it. Isn't this kind of a gay shirt?
No.
It's happy, right?
No. You dress the most like. You dress
getting
the
so
most
much better.
conservative.
You
are.
I'm getting so much better, and I would appreciate acknowledgement of my.
No. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it, but like also.
I have a Gucci chain. I left it at home, but I do own a Gucci chain.
Right.
Someone said Harry Styles is queer unlabeled. Like, listen, that's wishful thinking. Okay, just because you hope he's queer doesn't mean that he actually is. Okay?
I think for Streamer Awards, you need to have a secret.
What?
Frank Ocean cock ring.
Think I should get a cock ring?
Frank Ocean
Ocean makes one with diamonds.
$6,000 cock ring, and you just need to walk around with that.
And you will have the confidence.
How are people going to know I have a cock
They
ring?
don't.
It doesn't matter.
But
That's
you're
the whole
going to be
point.
walking around with a swag
Are
that
you
says,
saying that having a cock ring just changes the energy you give off?
yes, because you got a little secret.
Wow. That's what I want.
Yeah, see?
How much is that outfit?
Probably a lot.
I don't have Harry Styles' money.
I mean, yeah, but like you could definitely buy Harry Styles outfits.
Yeah, maybe I can rent it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll sign a 12-month lease or something.
Okay, Mr. fucking newly signed on to the Misfits Andy over here.
I'm gonna say
I
something-
stream once a fucking year,
True.
Andy. God damn it.
Excuse me.
True.
Excuse me.
I'm going to say something that's very unpopular. I love Harry Styles. I think he's great. Go back to the photo. There is as much hair engineering going on to create these images as is in Donald Trump's hair. There is some wizardry because my man's hairline's falling back, but he's stacking it and flapping it and twisting it and dipping
he has
it.
a bad hairline?
Yes.
No, what a lock.
And I think he's stacking it and flipping it and whipping it and gripping it in a way that takes high science and a lot of money.
Will was the first person. Will is, of course, Propecia users is like 8th grade.
That's right.
Will was the first person who told me to get on Propecia because he was like, dude, like...
You're welcome,
yeah,
chat.
Yeah, like he was right. He was like, dude, if you don't get on Propecia immediately, like you're going to start losing it.
1% dick not working. I can't do it.
He also made an argument towards why it's fine that I could do it. Like he was the reason why I overcame that fear. I had the same fear and it was like, dog, listen, like you're not a weak person.
No, here's what I said. What's up, baby? I said, there's like less than a percentage of people whose penises are permanently disabled by Propecia, or that's what they tell you, right? And I looked Hassan dead in the face and I said, listen, I'd be willing to bet my life that your penis is not represented in that percentage.
Well,
I know about your dick. Your dick is Herculean. It's not like
it's overcome great
it's
odds.
It's not like a Tiny Tim dick. It's not going to be taken out in
okay,
that
but
point.
Say it to Austin now.
Austin, you have a greater wrist than
No, he's never.
No,
gonna
your
do
dick is going to be fine. You got a great dick.
He's never going to do it.
Seen my dick? You know, look, it's a great. It's like I.
It's
told
a
you,
great dick.
I told you I've got the BMW 3 Series. Where it's like it's above average. It's gonna get you there. You're gonna look cooler than most, but you're not like. It's not a Ferrari. It's not a fucking. You know.
Right.
It's not a fucking.
It's a great dick.
Bentley.
It's a great dick.
It's gonna get you there. You know what I mean? It's got decent gas mileage. Great dick. Yeah. But it's not like your guys' dicks. I think you got some more. I've seen some pictures, not of your dick, but I've seen. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. You didn't withhold that bulge. You knew exactly what you were doing.
Ooh,
you know what I'm talking. You know,
scandalous.
You know the picture. You know
Okay.
the photo.
Okay, I'm gonna bring.
Underwear, you know that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring down your gift from Japan. That's not actually from Japan, but Japanese in nature. Okay, you guys keep talking.
Okay.
All right. Looks like we're entering another episode of Showdown.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go shopping today. Thank God.
Yes.
Hassan Piker practices what he preaches. This is a socialist shopping stream.
It really
Hassan is buying for all of us today.
Yes.
Everyone, round of applause. And it is our drip.
And he's supporting the gay community. And
Yes.
Hassan has just announced that he is going to be paying me $15,000 a month just for being gay. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, my God.
Isn't that
What
amazing?
an ally.
I know.
What an
Incredible.
ally.
And he is upping his support for the gay
Yes.
community.
Yes.
After he's really trying to overcome
it's like
the
Mahatma
homophobia.
Gandhi said. Be the change you want to see in the world.
I was going with another quote, but that was a great one, Will. Absolutely. But to be honest, I don't think he's going to beat the allegations of $15,000 a month. I think we're looking at 30 to 40. But
wow, that's a big commitment.
We're definitely moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I think he'd need to sign like a 5-year contract, something like that.
Oh my, really lock him in.
Yeah, really lock him in. 5 years, I think that would get it done.
Yes.
And then, there'd be a little free agency period where he could shop around for another homosexual to support. and then, maybe we get into another contract, put the franchise tag on him.
We need to make an ad of like all your Twitch clips with Sarah McLachlan, where it's like, for just the price of your entire home loan, you too can support a wayward twink in the arms of the angel.
Hassan says I'm getting more twink looking. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, you're good. Dude, those photos you sent me last night were rude. They were lewd.
Oh, that's not twink though.
That's pretty twinky.
Was it?
You're getting pretty skinny.
I like it though. I'm most confident in the body that I have now.
Yeah.
I weighed about 10 pounds heavier, which is nothing wrong with it, but I'm most confident in the body that I have.
I think it was Nietzsche who said, be careful when you hunt twinks, lest you become one.
Is that true? Is that really a quote? Was that Gandhi?
Yes.
Yeah, most famously.
Yep.
Look, Will, I don't think I think I'm still like, I'm a top. Although I saw a picture of underwear and they said that there's like a bunch of underwear. I wear Verse Top underwear.
Here you go.
Oh, what is this?
Wow.
It's Needles. It's a collaboration between Japanese brand Needles and Hidden. It's you.
So.
No, of course not.
Oh, okay.
No. It's not a tracksuit. It's just the top. There's no tracksuit.
Actually fits.
Very nice. Where was my gift? I don't really.
You don't have one. You got no gifts. Will's Streamer Awards outfit. Wait, he has it? You wore it?
So this is all from Doublet.
Okay. I'll be real. I think this one's better than the last jacket.
It's like a kimono.
What the fuck?
Pants. I look like a Bond villain.
That's so sick. Who are these guys?
It's Eli and Tony. They both work in the garment industry. They're awesome. They hooked me up. They brought a whole... And then the Chrome Hearts, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm wearing Chrome Hearts because Nicolas Cage wears Chrome Hearts.
Nicolas Cage wears Chrome Hearts?
Actually, you'll look in the background of my stream and you'll see him. That belt he's wearing right there, that's a Chrome Hearts belt. So I'm paying homage to my red carpet influence, the great Nicolas Cage.
I'm paying
Vision technology.
I'm paying homage to Steven Seagal. My red carpet influence.
Wow.
I'm also Japanese, just like he is.
Oh my goodness.
But like not Japanese at all.
I'm paying homage to Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. Okay. Amrat's about to be here soon. Fit inspiration for you. That's the Mandalorian fit.
Yeah, but that's you.
Yeah, he put my face on Pedro Pascal's body.
How did they do that so fast?
I don't, dude. I don't know. They work in mysterious ways.
That actually you?
It's like they face swapped me with Pedro Pascal, kind of that sort of thing.
You look good.
When are we doing our underwear photo shoot?
I'm not ready for it yet. Come on. Okay. I think my Streamies Awards drip was like close to it. I mean, it was like the suited version of this, basically. Is there a full one? Can't really see.
I think you're gonna win one of the streamer awards.
I hope so.
I made a prediction that chatting and
What? You think I would win Streamer of the Year?
I voted for both of you.
You're out of your mind if you think I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, I don't think that I will win one.
What? Yes, you will. You're gonna win League of Your Own 100%.
No shot.
Wait, why? Why
Against
not?
NMP, Doug, and Ludwig?
Yes.
No. That would be like Miracle on Ice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he knows he's gonna win, and now he's like,
no, absolutely not.
Bro, what is XQC gonna wear?
Look! Chat, is this...
I don't even know if XQC is coming because he has not contacted me since the last time he said yes was like 3 days ago. Where the fuck is he? And then what?
No way.
What? Just say it out loud, bro. Just say it out loud. Say it. It's a fucking Panthers trade.
No, you don't. No one cares about football.
No, I just like.
The Panthers have traded wide receiver DJ Moore, pick 9 this year, first round picks in 2024 and 2025, and a future second round pick to the Bears in order to move up for the first overall pick in this year's draft, which will be a quarterback.
I have no idea what you just said.
Hassan, we need to get you into sports.
I hope the stream understood and appreciated that. Okay. But yeah, we are supposed to have attendance on this wonderful stream by Jenilyn Mowry.
Yep.
Who has invited herself onto the stream as well, which, we love her. So
you know what's
it's
interesting?
great. What?
I was on Nick Pollum's Hot Ones recently, and I was asked in a survival situation which streamer I would eat to stay alive. And it was actually Hassan Piker's butt cheeks, your abs,
what?
And Jenilyn Mowry.
Wait, you would eat
just
my
in
abs?
general?
Yeah, I would to survive.
No, but Will, why would you eat my abs? Because my abs, there's not a lot of fat.
That's
on
lean.
my abs.
That's lean.
That's lean muscle.
That's Wagyu twink right there.
That's filet. He's saying it's like he'd fillet your abs.
Filet-man twink.
Yes, that's filet-man twink. That's 5-star Wagyu twink.
Yeah, well, I'm not a twink, and look, if I am, then whatever.
So it's just interesting that my 3 most edible streamers are all in one place.
You do also love, weirdly enough, you do love Hannibal. This is odd. Okay.
I would eat Hassan, not like travel situation.
Yeah, bro, you're not my type, dude. So, and I'm not your type.
Look, I have told you this. I like how you're trying to turn the tables on this. After you proposed to me on the podcast, you proposed. Absolutely not.
Wow.
Having a hard time with it.
I ate Austin's abs with some poppers and a nice scanty.
Okay, it's getting to a point where okay, hold up. We got Amaranth is running even a little bit running later than she thought she was going to be. She's going to be here at 3.
Why don't we kill some time and watch some Trump speeches or something?
Well, I mean, I have a lot that I could be watching right now, but no. It's just no. It's my fault. It's my fault for assuming that
I'll be on time.
Like a bunch of streamers would actually come to the stream on time. But yes, so far confirmed people that will definitely be on the broadcast. We have Amaranth, Jenilyn Mowry, who's almost here, and everyone that you see here, and Lord Kirk, and also March, who you cannot see currently, but they're here as well.
They are here.
Okay.
See too.
Let's do. Wait. Should we do Pedro Pascal? I don't want to react to that. I want to react to Pedro Pascal on Hot Ones.
Oh.
Do you like Pedro Pascal?
Love him. Who doesn't?
Dude, I know. He's really fucking murdering it, dude. I mean, I don't even know if it's the PR or not, but like...
I'm okay, and then it's like,
and then they hear you.
Dude.
He's so awesome. All right, let's do that. Announce I see you, coward.
Like, I'm literally... I don't even know if I can do this stream today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Wait, do you not want me there? Because I'll just leave.
What? No, I want you there. What the fuck? I asked you to be there.
You just said, are you on in front of all your viewers? That's humiliating.
You're being a pick-me girl.
What do you mean am I being a pick-me girl?
You're being a pick-me girl.
What do you mean by being a pick-me girl? He just humiliated me in front of his whole audience.
Son, can you make this right, please?
This is humiliating. Look, I walk in the door. He said, why'd you bring your Kirk? Like he's my dog. Your Kirk? Yeah, he's like, why'd you bring your Kirk? We don't have enough room. You know what I mean?
I never said any of those things.
He's like, oh God, look at it's the guy that I fucking invited here. You know what I mean?
Okay, can you defend me on this one? We're like, I love Kirk. I just didn't know you were bringing Kirk, and you brought him, and then you literally went.
I will say, it is very funny. If you guys could see Kirk, we're gonna go high fashion shopping. Kirk is wearing a drug rug right now.
Yeah,
he's straight up wearing a poncho.
There's nothing wrong with.
He's gonna look like our security, bro.
And Kirk is awesome. He's very funny. I love Kirk. It's just that, like, you know, you never. Why did you just not inform any of us?
I told you Kirk's coming to the award show with me.
I'm sorry I ruined this. I'm sorry, guys.
Austin, this is not the award show.
I know, but what? He's coming with me for the weekend. Kirk is with me all the time.
I'm happy Kirk's here. Kirk and I probably had the best meal of our lives together.
Oh yeah, he was there at the.
He was there for the Wellington.
Oh yes.
God, we connected.
He also is the creator of my Trump impression. He is the original.
That's true.
He does a much better Trump impression than I do.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
He's the original creator. I get all my creative inspiration from him.
Hassan, you got to make this right. You've offended Austin. I can tell. Look at this.
You've offended me.
Wait, why?
Because you just said I wasn't invited on the podcast for a long time. You called me a co-host, but now I'm not. I have to be invited.
Yeah.
I'm so actually hurt by this. Like I'm literally gonna be, I'm gonna be falling asleep tonight, and I'm gonna be like woken up by this moment.
I have a new gay lover now. It's Connor Dog Virginia, who
Wait,
is
he's
not
gay?
gay nor a lover.
Oh, you just needed somebody that was straight enough to cover you, to be your beard.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's okay. I was busy Sunday anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, exact. What the fuck? I've never moaned so hard eating meat like this. And then what's the meat? It's just, you guys need to stop doing this. Okay, here, keep watching Pedro Pascal while I go pee.
Him around.
All right.
He'll like.
I'm so upset.
Move
right
ahead.
now. I can't
His
even watch
head
it.
will move around.
I'm gonna,
ears, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not
turn
even gonna
towards
talk.
you as you're holding him and stuff like that, and kind of be alive. And then, for a good close up, he's connected to.
This is, he can't get away with
you know,
this. This is
the
just
Pentagon.
ridiculous.
Like it's like these wires that in close, like, you know, then that's where you get the really detailed eyebrow movements and eyeballs kind of moving around. And he's a very cooperative and fulfilling scene partner, acting partner. You know,
How do I react?
It's pretty
I don't know how to
crazy.
do this.
Like having to say goodbye to him in season 2, and getting praise for, oh my gosh, like, you know, you have such subtle emotion and you're dealing with a puppet. And I'm like, this puppet is making me cry.
Right.
You know, it's like, no, you know, you know, I fully, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, chill, you're stealing it. It's like the one time I have my helmet off, like, let me.
You know, I really do
let me
like
have the
his
scene,
beard,
bro.
I like the gray.
Yeah, he's very masculine.
Very much. I couldn't
see it
handle
looks
any
like
of
some
this
kind of
spice,
angry
by the way.
mole
Have you
rat
seen
rabbit.
The Last of Us?
No.
Oh, amazing.
I-
No spoiler alerts, but
No,
amazing.
I wish. I don't
is
think I
kind
could
of the
handle this
first
much spice
little
in the,
jump
in the,
I feel
in the
like we
wings.
I have done, I think the most I've ever done is
doesn't jump,
1.2
it
mil
creeps.
on the Scoville.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you eat that was like that?
It was I did the hot nut challenge.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I don't know what the Scoville's, maybe somebody in the chat knows, but dude, it was the hottest thing, and it was just, I ended up throwing up on the last nut.
Oh, yeah?
It sounds...
I've done that before. I've had a few hot nut challenges.
Lingers a little bit, grows a little bit.
Yeah. Smaller bites, but it is really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in your way? You want me to leave?
You just keep talking. I'm hungry.
Sure. What role did the South Coast Repertory in Costa Mesa play in shaping your affection for acting at a young age?
Remember how I got mad that one stream?
How the hell did you find out about the South Coast Repertory? You're the first person to ask me. That was in Orange County. And
I got picked
My mom is the best.
Yeah, were you actually offended then?
We moved from Texas to California.
Wait, really?
And I was
Are you
going,
actually offended now?
Oh, I'm so offended.
Are you serious?
Uninvited me to the podcast.
I was fucking with you. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Very sensitive to that.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're such a bitch. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's okay, Austin.
Wow.
That's
Kirk,
insane.
You know, let's make our own stream.
Yeah, Kirk
Let's
wouldn't
get
have
outta
done
here.
Kirk wouldn't
You guys are streamers. You could literally do that. I know we forget often,
We're doing
especially
it
with Austin.
We're doing a country drip stream with Lord Kirk. Cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
Country music.
That's right. And Donald Trump. Okay.
Yes, and a lot of Donald Trump.
It's so
Let me
good.
tell you a little bit about the Sandpiper. He's part of the loony left. Let me tell you. We can't let it happen, folks. It's very sad. I heard his house is only worth $10 million. It's very sad.
Yes, I love it. Oh, it's the best. Oh,
It is much
It's
better
literally
than Austin's.
much better than mine.
Hey,
You
Kirk,
can-
actually, we just had a new slot opening for our podcast. If you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I feel so invited. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
no.
Thank you.
We need to get him on Halloween. I need you
Yeah.
to get dressed up as Donald
I didn't
Trump.
realize you were so funny.
Yeah, he's gotten.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is where I got it from,
And you're straight.
So
yes,
very
I copied
important.
his old Trump impression, and then he got a better one that I can't do anymore because I blew my vocal cords out.
You got to polyp minx.
Yeah, no. So like my Trump. Yeah. It's
Wait, you have a good Austin?
All I can do is Will.
That's it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Will.
You can do Will.
Name your price.
I can really do Will.
Kind of sounds like.
man.
Kind of sounds like.
Kind of sounds like Steve-O.
No.
Steve-O's hot
That's
sauce for your
slander.
What the fuck?
He made me do a Will. I'm
What
sorry.
the fuck
He made
did
That
I
was
do?
that was slanderous.
Wait, do it again. Do it again.
That was legally actionable.
Fuck, man.
Hassan.
It's insulting. I know it's not good. I'm so sorry.
Hassan, you don't understand, man. That's what you sound like sometimes.
Megs.
You don't understand, man. Hassan. Hank, you don't even understand. That was not as good as Hassan. I can't do it. I literally can't do.
Yeah, you sound like Kirk. Your Will Neff sounds like Will Neff as Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Okay, that's yeah.
I was the parrot from Aladdin.
R.I.P.
Sorry. Here all night, folks. Here all night, folks.
Okay. Let me. If I come across as aloof or distant right now, while these guys are yucking it up and actually delivering some juicy ass content for you,
Yeah.
it is not because I'm being disrespectful towards
All right,
their
Kirk, get in your
humor, but because I'm trying to set up the IRL switcheroo. The IRL processes is not very easy to just like put together, unfortunately. So, but we're not gonna swap yet. I'm not gonna swap until Amaranth is here and Jen is here because like I want to swap at the least. Like I want to swap at the last possible moment, and I'll text you guys on where we're gonna go because I don't think we're gonna fit in one car. Obviously,
I've got a car.
I know, but like
I've
how
got a
many
stretch.
how many people can fit in the car?
It's 17-ish.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
Oh, you
like
got
7. No, like 7 or 8. Like 7.
I mean, then we could all fit in one
Well,
car.
I mean, we have somebody driving, and then we got 2 bucket seats, 3 in the back, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so 6. So we would literally not be able to fit everyone in there. We have 1, 2, 3,
do have a
4,
trunk.
5, 6, 7. We have 7 people.
Shit.
You guys can put me in the kennel.
Yeah, Kirk's kennel is on the top of the car.
Yeah. So that's what. Okay, we'll
Kirk,
go
you're
in 2
fucking
cars.
this up, you know that?
We'll go in 2 cars.
I should have came.
But you're gonna trust everyone to Austin driving? Austin's not driving.
I'm not driving, no
He
way.
has a driver.
Yeah. No, I don't have a driver. He's a friend of mine that drives me. I feel like calling them your driver is just like insulting almost. It's like we're family. That's what we are. We're family.
You are such a rich man right there. Okay, let's watch this. Let's finish this.
Okay.
Still with this sort of like deluded fantasy of wanting to be an actor and knowing that if we were moving to Southern California, that was like just one big giant leap towards Hollywood. And my mom was like,
I wouldn't call him a driver. I'd call him a chauffeur.
At the local community theater. I was on the younger side, and then there was like on the old, you know, there was like maybe some 14-year-olds, some teenagers, and they were a little badass, and he snuck me a cigarette, and we got caught. That kind of stuff.
Somebody brought
Yeah,
up-
it's starting to get with the.
Can't get mad at me for having somebody who drives me around because at least I'm not a gay man behind the wheel endangering thousands of people on a daily basis in Los Angeles.
That's true. That is literally objectively good. That's such a good.
You
No, that's unironically the best point you could have possibly
That's
brought
what I'm
up.
saying. There you go. Somebody in the chat. Thank you.
No, it's good. It's like, it's a little sweet. When's it going to hurt?
You know what? This one I think might be a little bit of a shift down.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Enjoy those. Enjoy those valleys, you know?
Good job.
There we go. There we go. When you're watching other movies or other TV shows, do you ever think about like an actor's wardrobe and how heavy or uncomfortable it might be? Because I feel like you do have a unique insight, you know.
I told you, Amaranth's going to get here at 3, unfortunately, because it's fucking raining. So when it rains in Los Angeles, everything falls apart, including Amaranth getting here literally an hour late instead. Jenna's almost here as well. The moment that they get here, I'm already initiating the stream swap process. The reason why I'm fucking maximizing on the time here is so that there's no there's no lull period in between. You're going to hit a nap?
Will is the most incredible. He's gonna nap for like a minute and 30 seconds and wake up and be completely rejuvenated.
I
don't know how people could do that. I can't. If I'm gonna sleep, it takes a long time to wind down. He could just be like, sleep, wake up, perfect.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He does. He either sleeps for 1 hour or sleeps for 15 hours and nothing in between. And when he sleeps for 15 hours, I'll be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, you're sleeping for 15 hours. He's like, Hassan, you don't understand, man. You can't rush perfection.
He's got a point.
It takes a lot for me to
I don't call
do
Will,
what I do.
I don't call Will before noon most days. I know I'm not gonna get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Also, Will, only person that I know that can have a full-on phone conversation while he's doing cardio. Like running on the treadmill at like a
I do that
6-minute
too
mile
sometimes.
pace, talking business on the phone with me. Unbelievable.
I do that too sometimes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is actually enabled. Okay. Set my destination. I'm gonna try something crazy here. Let's see if this works.
Are we going to an expensive store?
Yes.
Okay.
A very expensive store, actually. We're going to.
Do they rent?
No, they do not rent.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see if I can change the fucking scene collections.
I just can't seem to spend money on clothes. I don't know why. Because things get old fast for me. And then people make fun of me because I wear it all the time, you know? Where'd I get that sweat? Nordstrom. I got this at Nordstrom.
Okay, hold on. I'll just play this while I do this on the
Working with heavy armor, heavy suits, weapons, and the like.
I think I forgot
It's
my wallet, so maybe you could just spot me.
Terrible thing in terms of my experience being such a consumer of movies and television and such a little fanboy. And now, because of the context, my family wants to kill me so much of the time because I'm just like, poof. I bet, that mud all over his body, he's freezing. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. That's very sticky, I'm so hyper aware about what the crew and the cast is going through. And everyone wants to kill me when I'm like, dude, those shoes, get blisters in those shoes. It's a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, keep reacting. React harder.
Yeah.
Time release.
It's the emergence of.
Yeah.
That's what's good because it's terrible because you're like, oh, that's spicy. I should have another bite. It's tasty.
But when it's good, that's what you have to do,
Yeah. It's good.
We got one more person that's here now.
We're doing all right.
Luckily.
Still got our feet.
Yeah.
Still got our feet.
Oh, they got the
What are the mechanics of shooting a scene where your character has his eyes gouged out of his skull? That's happened to you on 2 separate occasions.
Yep.
Of course, the unforgettable death in Game of Thrones,
Yep.
but then that final scene of Equalizer 2.
Maybe in this interview as well.
Time will only tell.
I could beg you to gouge my eyes out and collapse my skull in case it gets really bad. I got my head crushed in. It was the best part of the day. It was so hot when we were shooting that scene. He's over me and he puts his thumbs into my eyes and they've got tubing through his body into his forearms to his thumbs and just like pumping this like cool blood. And so gentle, like the gentlest guy ever. Felt no pressure at all, and he was so hyper aware of it. I couldn't even feel his weight on me as he basically straddled me. There were all of these.
Austin, look at the screen.
Wait, go back. For just the price of your entire home loan, you could support a waiver toy. Will! Come here!
Show this story to Austin. What the
my
fuck is
God.
this?
Wait, is this new?
I 7 days ago. Okay. Is Amaranth here or is it Jenna? Ammo's here? Okay.
Hello, Queen.
So wait, is Jenna here too or no?
For just the price of your entire home loan, you too could support a wayward twink. Thank God.
Oh, other way. Wow. Hello.
Here, take my
What up?
Glad people are acknowledging your shit.
I know. That's what I've been doing.
1-800 save gay.
Hold on. Here, I'm muting. Okay. All right. Folks, we got Jenna Mary and Amaranth in the building. They are going to be coming on this journey with us to get a woman's opinion. Exactly. That's precisely what we're doing. Do you guys have drip already? I'm sure you already brought your own clothes to the red carpet because that's like Yeah, you.
The outfits were already planned like a month ago.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Well, anything you're looking forward to? I'm sorry that I apologize for the weather because it's not usually like this.
Yeah, I thought you were in control.
Yeah, I'm. You know, I do feel the responsibility to like, you know, let you know that it's not normally like this. I feel terrible about it. Yeah.
I want to have a good time.
We will have a good time. Okay, get a little bit closer there. All right, we're just gonna swap it out. All right, chat. I'm gonna swap the. What is happening? He's like playing basketball out there. Okay, I'm gonna swap the camera, and it's gonna be dark for a period. Do not worry. Okay, just wait for a second. We're gonna swap it out to the IRL camera, and we're gonna go on our merry way. We've got a couple destinations that we're gonna go to today. I will not be revealing where we're going for obvious reasons. But you know, get excited. One of them is like actually like a legit store too. Not just like a retail, but like a fashion store. XQC has not responded to me yet. I'm assuming he's sleeping, and I don't know if he's going to be coming. Ludwig is not going to be able to make it because he's pooping his pants, he said. He's got food poisoning. And Connor is in some meetings. He's going to be coming a little bit later. But without further ado, hold on. Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Okay, we're an hour late. We're an hour behind on schedule, but we'll figure it out. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cut the internet access on this side real quick, and then.
Double entendre, is that sexually?
What? No.
I've never said anything sexual in my life. What? Why are you saying that? The attitude.